Okay, you went all philosophical on me. I didn't really get that message. Hey guys, welcome back to Doki Doki Blue Skies. This may be... Oh, sorry, Yuri. My cursor is over your nipple. This may be our final session with Yuri's route. So, yeah, let's see what goes on, you know? Why is it that the scariest nightmares are always the ones where you fell out of school? Some might say this is a bad omen, especially since final season is fast approaching. It takes so much effort to study, though. You know what? I'm just gonna not think about it. Although I feel like I'm forgetting something. Could it be your best friend you left to die? Something exceedingly important. This isn't going to something like me forgetting to walk to school with Sayuri again, is it? Oh well, might as well get ready for the day while I mull over my forgetfulness. As I sit on the toilet and scroll through my Reddit feed, I suddenly hear the telltale bells of a text message. It's Monica! Hey guys, don't forget, we have our study group in an hour, so I hope you're all awake. Crap, I totally forgot about it. What a great host I am, offering up my house for the study session and then forgetting all about it. I offer a silent thanks to Monica and her dependability. I guess I better go off the toilet and clean up the house before Natsuki complains my ear off. This looks clean enough, right? Why do I always leave the cleaning until the last minute? I feel like I've been in this situation multiple times before. You would have thought that I learned my lesson by now. And I hadn't eaten breakfast yet, too. As if on cue, my stomach gives a forlorn gurgle. Gurgle, gurgle, gurgle. Sorry, bud, but societal expectations and politeness take precedent over survival. No, they don't. You go eat your food. Your girls can wait. Maybe I'll have enough time for a quick bite of toast. Nope. There's a knock on the door. Judging by the politeness of the knock, it's either Yuri or Monica. Coming! Who would have guessed it? It's Yuri. Salty, hello! First one here, huh? I can't say that I didn't expect it, though. You're a whole 10 minutes early. Well, I wasn't doing much of anything, so I decided that I might as well come over. Sorry, were you not ready yet? No, you're good. Feel free to come in. I'm actually surprised that Monica isn't early, too. As I usher Yuri into my house, a familiar-sounding voice shouts out from the direction of the streets. Wait up! Hold the door! Looks like I spoke too soon. Monica jogs over to us and waves hello, brushing the bangs out of her eyes. I should have known you two were to beat me here. You were to beat me here, Yuri. I do like to be punctual. A little more than punctual, don't you think? All in good faith. Obviously, I'm quite early too, so I'm not one to talk. Maybe she wanted to see me alone first. I mean, punctuality is a good trait to have, isn't it? Yep, it feels like it shows that you value others' time when you're punctual. Yeah, I admit needing to work on keeping track of time more myself. Anyway, are we going to stand here talking until the others show up, or... Alright, let's head inside. So what's our schedule for today? Schedule? Are we just going to study? Well, yes, but should we discuss how we're going to study and organize ourselves a bit? I mean, aren't we just going to read and do problem sets? But we're not all going to be studying the same subject at the same time, right? Oh, well... Hold on, that must be one of the others. Huh, both Natsuki and Sayori are at the door. Hey guys, did you coordinate this or something? Pfft, nah, we just happened to see each other on the way here. Hi Salty, we're not late, are we? No, you guys are right on time. Yuri and Monica are just early as usual. Now that everyone's here though, we can get started. With that, Natsuki and Sayori followed me to the living room. After swapping hellos, we all sat down on the living room sofas. So where are we doing first? Salty, Monica, and I have actually been discussing that right before you two joined us. We were talking about some kind of agenda. Do you really need something like that? All we're gonna do is study. That's what I asked. It'd still be helpful to plan out what we're going to study, though, in my opinion. We do have another 5 subjects to study, so we should plan accordingly. Don't you guys plan out your studying? No. We're sane, Monica. Me neither. I study the exams in order that they come in, like a week beforehand. Me too. Well, I kind of crammed the day before it, though. Monica looks overly desperate to Yuri. I study in a more organized manner myself. It helps me stay on track when I'm going over subjects that I don't like as much. Thank you. As the top two students of the group, I say that both me and Yuri's studying habits take precedent over yours. Huh? What's that supposed to mean? Means that we're going to whip you guys into shape, right, Yuri? I suppose so. Could I ask what the entails first? I just mean that we're going to help everyone stay focused. And that means no romantic cuddles between you and Salty, too. I wasn't even thinking of... Jeez, Monica, why do you think we are? Only joking. Anyway, should we focus on the subject that we're weakest in first? We're only going to be here for a few hours, so we likely won't be able to study every single subject we have. And since we're all together, we should probably study material that we can each ask each other for help on. After all, we could all probably study our strongest subject quite easily on our own. They're such good students. I never had study sessions unless it was forced on me during, study hall. That's a great idea, Yuri. Yep, although what happens if I'm weak at all subjects? Sayori, try not to be so hard on yourself. After all, you're definitely good with literature, at least. Yeah, you probably do fine in your classes. If anything, it's Salty who has to worry. Hey, I'll have you know that I aced some of my tests before. I don't think any of us will need help with studying literature, though. So I guess none of us are going to be studying Japanese unless someone here needs help with grammar. Nah, my worst subjects are science and history. That's actually my two favorite subjects. Oh, really? I'll probably be able to help you with history, but I'm going to work on math first myself. I'm strong in history and science as well, so feel free to ask me any questions. Although math, well, there are more enjoyable subjects to say the least. You two are in luck, because math is one of my strongest areas. Could you add one more to the group? I'm kind of bad at math and science. Oh, I thought you were going to say and everything else. No problem. Are you good at English, Sayori? I'm okay at it. Nice, then you can help me with that too. The grammar always gets me. Wow, Monica's actually not good at something? I believe that everyone's sorted out then. Yeah, we all know we're gonna study now, I think. I can't believe we're actually doing this. Guess it's good that I've been forced to study earlier, though. That's the spirit. Oh, I nearly forgot. Is everyone thirsty or hungry? I could get us all snacks and drinks and stuff to help us power through this. If it's not too much of a bother, that'd be lovely. Actually, would you like? I can help. If you still have all this same kind of snacks, I know the perfect ones for each person. Ah, that'd be great, thanks. You cut in. I saw that. You cut in. You're wanting to get some salty time. You want to get them salty snacks. Mm-hmm. So, Yuri, were you going to say something? No, it's alright. We'll be waiting for you two then. Okay, let's hurry up then, Sayori. Uh-oh, this ain't gonna get weird, is it? Let's see, I'll grab the bottles of water while you grab the snacks, alright? Sure, are they still in the same cupboards? Excuse me. I didn't mute. Oh, crap. Yep, I'll just leave them whenever Mom stuffs them. When she comes back from her trips. I haven't been in your house for so long, Salty. Makes me feel really nostalgic. Yeah, I guess so. It kind of feels like we're kids again, just for a moment. I always had a hard time picking from your snacks you had. You better not take an hour like that one time when... You meanie! That's just because your mom bought a bunch of different flavors of my favorite gummies. Man, you could have tried them all, you know? But I didn't want to be rude and eat everything. Sayori sighs, shuffling some packages around on the shelves. Looks like there's only one pack of gummies now. Oh, that's probably because my mom noticed that you weren't coming over so often anymore. Dang it, got all depressing. Music's all taken over. I always liked the chips and crackers more, so... A slow silence creeps over us. I don't know what to say. How am I supposed to address the huge elephant in the room of drifting away from Sayori again? Hey, Salty. What's up? Do you want to hang out with me tomorrow? Only if you're free, that is. We only have one more save slot left. Huh. Sure thing. Is there any reason why? No, it's just for old time's sake. I mentally facepalm. What does Sayori need to have specific reason to hang out with her oldest friend right now? Sayori, I'm sorry that I've been such a terrible friend to you. Don't worry, it's only natural that you spend more time with your girlfriend. I wouldn't want to get in your way. You've always been my dearest friend, okay? Please don't ever forget that. After all, you've been there since we were dumb little kids. Thanks for the sentiments, Salty. But that's not exactly true now, is it? She suddenly scoops up the bag of gummies, a box of red bean pancakes, and a package of rice crackers. Come on, the others must be wondering why we're taking so long. I left standing alone in the kitchen, crumbled up a water bottle in my hands. Why am I such an idiot? Of course you'll be able to see through my empty words. Maybe it's a good thing that I'm going to be studying today. It'll help me keep from thinking about all the mistakes I've made. You know how, like, in the certain moments, it's like, why do I hear boss music? Why do I hear the... I think this route is going to go to the shitty route. I think we're going to get the bad ending. Ah, boy. Not surprised, though. We're all lazing around at the point, having each settled into our own comfortably studying positions. Monica lays down on the floor, silently doing readings while popping an occasional cracker into her mouth. Meanwhile, Yuri is sitting primly on the sofa next to me, meticulously finishing problems after problems of math. Natsuki and Sayori are both sitting on the floor and working on the coffee table, sharing the bag of gummies. I lean back and wince at a huge cracked sound from my neck. Ugh! The pink-haired girl throws her hands up in the air. I can't deal with this anymore! What can't you deal with anymore? The freaking Calvin cycle and Krebs cycle for photosynthesis or whatever. Who cares about this stuff? Your science teacher probably does. Shut up. I'm not going to be some kind of plant biologist when I'm older, so why do I need all this chemical and how ATP is made and stuff? If it'll help, I know some effective mnemonic devices that'll make mesmerizing these processes easier. Teach me then. I'll do anything to make this go faster. Natsuki hops up and jams herself between Yuri and me on the couch. Here's my notebook. How do I memorize it? With a light laugh, Yuri proceeds to summarize the concept for Natsuki. Just listening without paying attention sounds like a million scientific terms just spewed out of Yuri's mouth. But listening more carefully, Yuri actually explains everything in a concise and elegant manner, seemingly address potential questions before they're even asked. So, do you understand it now? You've written down my mnemonic devices, right? Yep, and I think I get it. Let me try to explain it back to you, make sure. Natsuki readily rattles off the material. I say you're ready to move on now. Seriously, thanks a bunch. You're a total lifesaver. See, well, maybe it isn't gonna be all bad. Maybe everybody's gonna be good. You should be a teacher or something someday. A teacher? I don't think I'm suited to dealing with so many people. Well, maybe not a teacher, but how about a professor? Like at a university. That way you can teach lectures at students about stuff, and you'll just have to talk to students one at a time during office hours. I suppose that'd be more manageable, but I don't know. Well, I guess you'll figure out what job you want while you're in the university. That reminds me, are you planning on heading there yourself? To be honest, I don't know. I know that the smart thing to do would go to university and get some kind of degree, so I can find a higher paid job. I don't know what I want to do in university. Maybe I'll just become a salary woman. You want to work in an office job then? Well, I wouldn't want to do it, but it's what pays. If we're talking about our dream jobs, well, what is it? This is kind of embarrassing now that I'm saying it. But I want to be a manga artist. Oh, really? Yeah, I've actually been practicing some too. It's just a hobby for now, but it'd be nice if I could do it as a job. What kind of manga would you create then? Romance stories? Maybe. I do like drawing cute girls more than things like fight scenes. I don't know, it's really hard to break into the manga scene though. I'll probably be making a better living as a secretary or something. I think you could do it. Well, you just seem really passionate about your manga. If you're able to pour all those feelings into your words, I'm sure that you'll be able to draw and write something that could resonate with your audience. I'm not particularly a fan of romance stories myself, but if you ever publish your own manga, I'll be sure to support it. Thanks. A bright smile lights up Natsuki's face. Aww. Although I read things besides shoujo manga too, you know. Like what? I actually know a few good thriller mangas that I could recommend for you. Higarashi's awesome. And before you say anything, the artist is super good. Like less cutesy and more realistic. Some of them have crazy amounts of gore even. I see. You know what? I like to read them with you. Really? I didn't expect anything. Really? I didn't actually expect you to say yes. Oh? But it's super cool that you're open to it. Oh, but it's super cool that you're open to it. I'm bringing a copy of one of them to the club next time. I'm looking forward to it. Natsuki looks over me in my direction. Geez, you could be a little bit obvious in eavesdroppings. Geez, you could be a little less obvious in eavesdropping, salty. Shoot, I didn't even realize that I was eavesdropping. Well, you are right next to me. How nosy. Man, I feel like I've made enough progress for today at this point. I probably don't feel like studying anymore. What time is it anyway? Around 6 p.m.? Oh crap, seriously? How we stay still for so long? I'm sure the snack helped. Monica stands up and stretches. One sec. Okay. Monica stands up and stretches, arching her back so that her ponytail dips low and nearly brushes the floor. Anyway, I was about to call it a day too. I'm sure he wouldn't want to impose on Salty by staying for dinner, especially since he has a prep for many dinner guests. Yeah, I think I beat too. At least we had snacks to hold off our hunger. I am looking forward to dinner though. I'm sure we're all feeling the same. You can all leave the snacks and stuff where they are. I'll take care of it all later. Are you sure you won't want to be a bother? Yeah, it's only gonna take me like 5 minutes to deal with it, so don't worry about it. Okay, everyone, I guess that's that then. Nice work today. Everyone was super productive. What's that? Okay. Looks like Yuri and I have had some competition when it comes to our class ranking. Making sure my thing was on. Okay. Man, it feels like this was just one long club meeting now. I suppose in a way it was. We all get up and stretch too, following Monica's example. A few moments later, the club has all said their goodbyes and shuffled out the door. Well, except for Yuri, who lingers behind to give a more personal goodbye. Uh-oh. I'm guessing that you're not used to studying this hard. Well, I have to admit that I usually get distracted a lot more. But this time I had the rest of you pushing me to do well. Do you think we'll have another study session sometime? Most likely. I think we're all able to help each other somewhat. Monica's assistance with integration and infinite series was definitely invaluable. Not to mention the help that you provided in the sciences. Oh, it was nothing? Are you kidding me? You basically saved Natsuki's grade back there. I think that you're exaggerating. But thank you for the compliment. Also, now that you've done a bit of studying now, would you like to take a break tomorrow and hang out with me? I was thinking of seeing a film adaptation of one of the novels we discussed together. Uh-oh. Can we invite Sayori? Is this gonna be like a, Tomorrow, sorry, but I already promised Sayori that I'd hang out with her. Oh, crap. Is she gonna be all like... Oh, he's seeing someone else. Oh my god, he doesn't like me. Well... Preemptive, this might be the last time we ever see Yuri smile, okay? I don't know that for sure. I know what these games are like. I don't want to press enter. Oh, she's so beautiful. Sayori? Oh, I see. That does sound like more fun, doesn't it? Hey. I grab Yuri's shoulders. I'd absolutely love to go out with you tomorrow, but what kind of person would I be if I broke promises left and right just to do that? I'm not making up an excuse so I don't have to go with you. Just that we're genuinely unlucky with the scheduling conflict. Sorry, I know that. I should have said that. It's not your fault at all. I just blurted out a passive intrusive thought. I never want you to have to choose between me and one of your other friends. Do you still have those intrusive thoughts often? Yuri, you should really look into therapy one more time. Dang it! Salty, please. Alright, I won't push you. Just remember that where I stand on it. I will. Have you been self-harming lately? Sorry for making you uncomfortable. I just want to know if you're okay. It's fine, Salty. I think you're pushing this a little too much. I mean, you basically just told her that you're not going to be going out with her tomorrow. You're also like, well, are you cutting yourself? So she's gonna be like, yeah, I'm going home and cutting myself. I'll cut the answers to my quizzes into my arm. I'm not cutting myself as much as before. It's easier to ignore the urges when I can concentrate on other things. Like today, for instance, I couldn't do it because I was studying with you all. And being with you has gotten me a lot more to think about. That means that it'll be worse for her now that I won't be with her tomorrow. Oh god, now I'm feeling incredibly guilty. It's not like it's all my fault, but I still can't help feeling that way. Hey, I know that we won't be able to do anything tomorrow, but how about we plan ahead for something else? That way you can look forward to it when you're just thinking about random stuff. Alright, what do you have in mind? Do you want to have another date night on White Day? I don't think you were this much of I didn't think you were this much of a romantic. Well, I do like to spoil my loved ones. Reach out and hold Yuri's hand in mine. Were you think of a formal type of date, or... Do you actually want to have a night in and cook a nice dinner together? We haven't done that in a while. I'd love to. Yuri leans and gently kisses me on the cheek. Thank you for making so much of an effort on me. You can't imagine how much I appreciate it. It doesn't seem so bad, you know? Maybe this is gonna be a good ending. And thank you for actually wanting to date a huge nerd like me. The mood lightens considering as we giggle together. Anyway, would you like me to walk you home? No thank you, I'm fine. Besides, you still have to clean up your living room. Like I said, it'll only take a few minutes to clean up. None of you are particularly messy, so... I see. Well, I do think I can make it back home in one piece by myself. I wouldn't doubt it. Goodbye then, Salty. She steps closer, this time to give me a goodbye kiss. Mwah. And before I know it, she's gone again, leaving only the faintest scent of jasmine and the lingering warmth of a kiss behind with me. Uh-oh. Why do I get a bad feeling? Monica, if you're in there, don't do anything bad. Another day, another weekend. I yawn and stretch, glancing over the clock. 10:21 a.m. A little on the later side. Nowadays, at least. Oh, dude, I sleep until like noon, so... If I woke up at 10, I'd be like, man, it's damn early. And it's the day I'll be spending with Sayori. My god, it really feels like another lifetime ago that we used to hang out together. If I'm totally honest, I'm a little nervous. What if it's awkward? What if she resents me for ditching her? No, don't be silly, Salty. Sayori's still my friend, and she isn't like that. You're acting like an idiot. With a sigh, I start my morning routine, wondering how the rest of the day will go. It's now a little past noon, and I'm just mindlessly passing time. Sayori and I didn't actually make any concrete plans, so we're going to have to improvise a little. From what I remember, she's not really much of a morning person, so I decided to give her a bit of time. I hope you don't leave her hanging this morning. I think I've waited long enough, though, so I decided to pull out my phone and shoot her a text. Hey, Sayori, feel free to come over if you want. Hey, Salty! Good timing, I just finished getting ready. I'll make my way over now. Awesome, see you soon. I put my phone away. In hindsight, I really should have thought of something for us to do. Could just go to McDonald's. I mean, go to McDonald's, catch a movie. Is this pre-COVID? You can do stuff like that. And just let that Sayori's over. Just the two of us. Just the two of us. I know I said it yesterday, but wow, do I feel so nostalgic coming here again. Yeah. She looks around. I didn't really get a chance to focus on it because we were all studying, but that thing has really changed, has it? You still got that embarrassing baby photo over there. She points toward a rather unflattering shot of me, still clad in a diaper and looking rather chubby. Glad to see you remember it. I laugh under my breath. So, what are we going to do today, Salty? Well, this was your idea, right? I kind of thought you had something planned. Oh, well, I kind of thought the same, but for you, I furrowed my brow. What kind of logic is that? There's not a whole lot to do here, to be honest. Whenever Yuri comes over, we typically just read and cuddle. Huh, I see. Huh. Yeah, I burped. Her expression drops for the tiniest of moments. That sounds really cute. But obviously, we couldn't really do that, so... There's an awkward pause. For God's sake, Salty, say something. She's your childhood friend. Why don't we go to the park? The one we used to go to as kids? The one we used to go to as kids. Okay, that was me. Oh, that's a great idea. I feel kind of silly for not bringing it up myself. Well, you always were a bit slow, weren't you? I winked playfully and nudged her. Hey, at least I wasn't a massive chicken around Halloween. She stands triumphantly. Okay. Well played. She shares a laugh and heads for the door. It feels wonderful, if not a little foreign, to tease each other again. Makes me feel like nothing really changed between us. With spring drawing ever closer, the frosty bite of winter feels less and less prevalent. It's still too cold for a t-shirt, but with a hoodie on, the temperature is pleasant. Sayori and I take a seat on the park bench and look up at the clouds. So tell me, Sayori, what's new in your life? I try to stay as nonchalant as possible, attempting to fight the guilt seeping into my voice. She giggles quietly. You know, she's going to pick up on that. You kind of going you're doing this kind of just like, oh, I kind of feel like I have to do this to keep her happy. You're supposed to enjoy your time with your friends, dude. If it's a chore, you're the problem. Okay. Just trying out a new type of Wellbutrin. Not much has changed. Same old, same old. It's a little hard to discern her expression fully as her eyes are firmly trained on the sky above, but I'm fairly certain I detect some sadness. I don't want to jump right in with the questions though, so I opt for a more casual angle, hoping she'll talk more about herself if she feels comfortable. Honestly, I know that feeling too. Well, sort of. It's kind of hard to explain. On one hand, joining a literature club last semester, meeting everyone, it goes without saying that I've had a big impact on my life. But at the same time, I feel like nothing's really changed. Maybe it's because despite new facts and stuff, I'm still in the same environment, still waking up every morning for school, all that stuff. If that makes any sense. A smile works its way onto her face. You're sounding more and more like Yuri by the day. I don't think you've ever used to be this reflective and analytic. You're like the third person to tell me that. Sorry. Must be kind of annoying, right? Not really. It's more eye-opening, if anything. You know, how you can adopt your parents' traits? Well, I've never been in a relationship before, so I can only imagine. She looks sadly up at the sky. Hey, Sayori. I'm sure there's someone out there for you. You're really likable, you know? Oh, this could go either way. She doesn't look convinced, so I press on. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to or allowed to give her so many compliments to a female friend, but... You're really sweet, and I know some guy out there is going to really value how kind and upbeat you are. It's so rare that you meet someone as selfish as you are, selfless as you are. One day, someone is going to cherish that. I know I've always enjoyed being able to call you my friend. My childhood was amazing, and a huge reason for that is because of you. She slowly turns to face me. Thank you, Salty. That really means a lot to me. I really am sorry, Sayori. She opens her mouth, but I rush outward, wanting to get my words out before I reconsider. I know it might be more natural for me to spend more time with Yuri, but that doesn't mean I should have done so at your expense. I feel really bad, you know? Like I just thrown away the history we have. That wasn't ever my intentions. Please remember that. Salty, you're so silly. I didn't ever think that you threw me away. It's completely normal for you to spend more time with your girlfriend. Besides, you make Yuri happy, and by the look of it, she makes you feel the same way too, right? I nod. That's what I value the most, other people's happiness. But I want you to be happy as well. She laughs and waves off my concern. You honestly don't have to worry about me. I'm perfectly happy the way I am. You're still in my life, you know. I see you every day at school. And I get to talk to you there. Okay. Drinking 3 pops before doing a recording was not a good idea. Plus for things like Halloween, Christmas, study session. We all got to hang out, right? So please don't feel bad, okay? I'm just grateful we're talking again. Because I'll be honest, I missed you, Salty. I missed you too, Sayori. She embraces me in a hug. It feels a little strange, but so heartfelt with a girl who isn't Yuri. But it's nice feeling all the same. Damn, Salty, you player! Despite the initial novelty of the hug, it very quickly feels very familiar, if not a little nostalgic. Memories come flooding through my mind. Sayori and I biking together through a forest. Me buying her an ice cream. Us pretending like the floor was lava, hopping from chair to chair in my living room. My mom helping us reconcile after a silly argument we had. We eventually break apart. There's a genuinely warm smile on her face that I find myself returning without ever realizing it. That's what I want to see more of. And less of that self-blaming game, okay? She pouts slightly, causing me to laugh. Sayori isn't assertive, and when she tries to be, it comes across as more endearing than commanding. Heard you loud and clear, soldier. Good. Now I think it's time we did some exploring, don't you think? Lead the way, Columbus. Oh, that's cool. Well, something that's never wanted over the years is Sayori's fascination with exploring. Even if it's ground we've already once traversed, she still acts like it's fabled terrain. I'm not complaining though, her imagination was always something I enjoyed. You know, seeing the wanderlust on your face, it reminds me of when you wanted to be an astronaut when you were younger. I still think being an astronaut would be really cool, you know? Think of the views, seeing your home planet from the moon. You still want to be an astronaut? Oh, well, as fat as it would be, probably not the best idea, given me and physics don't really mix very well. So what are you doing? So what do you want to do after school? I don't think I've ever heard you talk about this. I haven't really given much thought, to be honest. But you'll be a 3rd year soon. I know. I don't know, I guess I'll just pick a subject I enjoy and go from there. I don't really like thinking about the future. Why not? Oh, nothing. Oh, look, where are we? Oh, look where we're at. She points ahead to a clearing. I recognize the place instantly. We've had many a picnic there in the past. Sayori immediately makes a beeline for one of the trees. Once she reaches it, she sits down the trunk, rests against her back. I follow suit and take a seat next to her. This is one of my favorite spots in the entire park. So many memories here. You always liked this spot, didn't you? I remember how excited you were when we first stumbled upon this place. It's like a magical forest to you. Oh, you remember that? Of course I do. Oh, we're gonna have to do Lolly Sayori voice. Ew, look at oh my god, no. Oh. Oh, let me take a drink. What's I had to clear out many years of phlegm in my throat trying to do this. Ew, look at this place, Salty! Oh my god. It's a magical forest. I know. Oh. Do you think? Yeah! See that big tree over there? I bet a forest wizard lives in there. A wizard with loads of cool spells. Yep. Oh my god, no. I bet he could turn you into a frog. But I don't want to be a frog. I want to be a dragon. Well, let's ask him. She runs off toward the tree and knocks on the wood when she gets there. Hi, Mr. Wizard Man. We hear all about your magic spells and stuff. Can you show us? Please? Aw, no wizard. No. Hey, that's okay. We can still have lots of fun exploring, right? Yeah, gang. You said it's a magical forest, so I bet we'll find other cool stuff. Like what? Like those magical horse thingies. You know, with the horns. Oh, you mean unicorns. Yeah, that's the one. Come on, I bet they're here somewhere. Please, please, go back to being an adult. Hey, Salty, wait up. We have to be quick if we want to catch the unicorns, Sayori. I know. But look at those mushrooms. Uh-oh. She puts at the floor. Funny enough, there's a bunch of colorful mushrooms growing next to a tree. Sayori crouches next to them. Those are mushrooms, right? She pokes one and giggles. Yep. Do you think they're magic mushrooms too? What? Like mushrooms that give us special powers? Oh. Maybe the wizard is growing them. I don't know. Mommy told me not to eat things on the floor. Why not? Because they're dirty and they might make you sick. If you get sick, that means we couldn't play together. That'd really suck. She looks down at them with a sad expression. Can we at least take them with us? Then we can ask your mommy to wash them so we can eat them. Well, I think that might be okay. She bends down and plucks them from the ground, carefully putting them in her pocket. Yeah, don't eat mushrooms in the forest. Don't eat mushrooms unless they come from the grocery store and are just good for people's consumptions. What if these mushrooms let us pick your powers? Which one would you pick? Oh man, that's a tough question. Flying would be really fun. Yeah, it would. I could fly like a bird. Wherever you wanted to go, it'd be just so fun. Whee! But if this, what's the word? Where did you like see through? Invisibility. Wow, Sayori, how did you know that? Such a big word. She beams. I can be smart sometimes. Anyway, that would be a really fun power to have. You could prank a lot of people. What would you pick? It'd be really nice if my power let me make everyone smile all the time. So no one would ever be sad ever again. But isn't that kind of boring? I guess. But I feel really good whenever I make people happy. So I think I'd choose that. Everyone is happy that way, right? I still think a visit thingy would be way cooler. Oh, thank God. I still remember the look on my mom's face when we told her you almost ate those mushrooms. I never seen her look so alarmed. I guess it really wasn't the smartest thing to do, was it? No, not really. But that's what makes the memory so enduring, you know? That innocence that only comes from childhood and your near-death experience. I put both my hands behind my head and breathed a constant sigh. Those days were a lot of fun, weren't they? Yeah, they really were. A comfortable silence falls between us. Both of us are lost in the past, reminiscing about the good times. The silence is occasionally broken when one of us decides to share. Either way, I'm enjoying my time with... The silence is occasionally broken when one of us decides to share. Either way, I'm enjoying my time with Sayori. Thanks for spending time with me today, Salty. I had a lot of fun. Oh, it's nothing. We should definitely do this more often. Although with exams coming up, it'll probably have to wait until after we're finished. I really don't like exam season, but at least they'll give me something to look forward to after they're done. Well, at least with our group study session, exams shouldn't be so bad this year, right? Yeah, you're right. I'm sure we'll be fine. Anyway, I'll catch you later, Salty. She gives me a quick hug, then heads back inside. I notice that half of her shirt is tucked in, the other half is not. Aw, damn. Totally forgot to ask her about the Valentine's note. I wouldn't. Then again, did I really need to? I wouldn't really have achieved anything. With high spirits, I make my way home. I'm glad I spent the day with Sayori. Plus, as Monica said, it's good to spend a little bit of time away from your partner. Looks like I'm learning. You're learning, Salty. Good job. I mean, everybody seems like they're okay. Am I being led into like a false sense of security? Is this the moment of truth? It's the moment of truth. The first day of final season. Silence fills the air as we all anxiously watch Sakurai pass out the history exam. Here's to hoping that I don't break out when I take it. But given the extra studying I did the time at the club, I'm thinking that should do pretty well. Well, I'm not gonna jinx it myself and expect to ace it. I start out my reverie with a sheaf of paper drops onto my desk. Sakura gives me a small smile as he passes by. At least he's rooting for me. Looking down at the exam, the words seem to swim before my eyes. But for a few seconds, they snap back into focus as I clear my mind. I know this. Picking up my pen, I join my classmates in furious scribbling down on my answers. So what do you think of your exams? Students rush around Yuri and me, eagerly escaping school to rush home. Some are probably going to do last-minute cramming, while others are likely just seeking a respite from anything related to school. I was that guy. I wanted to get the hell out of there and play video games. Either way, everyone's around us seems to be chatting around the exams. I feel like they were generally fair. There wasn't any unexpected material in them, at least. So in other words, you aced them. Well, I don't know about that. I think I did alright. You totally aced them. She smiles gently, not defying the fact that she's a top student. What did you think of the exams then? I probably did well on the history ones at least. And I hope I did well on the others. If how you did during our study section is indication of how well you actually know the material, I'm sure you did fine. Yeah. I kind of do wish, now that I'm older, I'm almost 30 by the way, if that's... Shocker! 30-year-old YouTuber. But anyway, if I could redo school again, I think I would most certainly try harder. And it wasn't because like I was a bad student. I just felt like your age at that time, you're not focusing on that. You're not focusing on your future. You're focusing on your clique, your life at that moment. Your life is going to change after school. But after that, I feel like that's when I started paying attention to the world and actually trying to apply everything into what I needed to know. But I gotta say, school does not prepare you for life. And life doesn't prepare you for school. It's really weird. There needs to be some sort of in-between things, I think is what I'm trying to get at. A gaggle of girls pass by, chatting about the approaching summer break. It's strange not needing to head to the club today. Yeah, but it's a bit much if students were expected to keep up with all the extracurriculars during exam season. True, I don't think even Monica would want to do that. Monica, the perfect teacher's pet, not wanting to do school stuff. That's heresy. Knowing her, she's likely studying as we speak. Speaking of study, do you actually want to come over today to study together? Sure. Be nice to study with someone and break the monotony, at least. Not to mention, we get to spend some quality time together. And that Yuri in the side, making her blush. Actually, should we invite the others too and make it an official study session? Yuri stops in her track. You want to invite the others? Into a fivesome? We don't have to do it if you don't want to. Sorry, it's just that I thought it would be more of a private thing. No worries, probably just won't stay on task as much. I don't know. We'll stay focused on things before. Yeah, I'm just joking. I don't know why, but we're so awkward all of a sudden. You're not upset or anything, are you? Why would I be? You just seem kind of off now, is all. Sorry, I suppose I'm a bit tired from the exams. You could say that I'm a bit of a short fuse right now, so to speak. Although, of course, there's no excuse for my rudeness. It's alright, Yuri, that makes sense. How about we brew up a nice mug of hot tea for when we get into place? Relax a little before we cram. That does sound good. That does sound good. You bet it does. Yeah, sorry, I was just lost in thought. That's kind of had a weird turn to it, but I don't know. And so the writers completely washed that other one character's powers and made him the king for basically no reason. Needless to say, the show finale was probably one of the worst disappointments in television history. Is that a Game of Thrones thing? Oh, you're quite passionate about this, aren't you? Are you sure you're not just exaggerating? It was going on for nearly a decade. Of course all the fans are going to be passionate about something they've been invested in for so long. See, though, if you watch it, you'll get what I mean. Well, you did just spoil the whole thing for me, so... You told me that I could? Plus, you read the books. You gotta know a lot of the major plot points anyway. I know, I'm just teasing you. I do kind of want to start watching the show now, though. You should, if only for the cinematography and acting. Look, we're here already. Huh, that was a surprisingly short walk. Time flies when you're complaining about things. Yuri stirs passionately as I fumble to find my house keys in my bag. Maybe I could even start watching the first episode while we have tea. If you do that, I'll guarantee you'll finish the first season today. I finally find my keys and unlock the front door. I'm home! Man, I still haven't stopped announcing my arrival home. Old habits die hard, I guess. That's kind of an odd thing to do, considering... Uh-oh. I'm guessing this is Mom? Welcome back! What? A brown-haired woman pops out from around the corner. Mom! Who else would it be? She envelops me in a crushing hug that I happily replicate. It's been so long since I've seen my little boy. Mom, give me a break. You can't blame a mother for missing her son so much. I guess. Despite my protests, I can't help a grin from breaking through. And this must be Yuri. It's nice to finally be able to meet you in real life. Wow, they're actually meeting. They're not killing each other or something bad isn't happening. Yes, hello. This is quite the surprise. I'm pleased to meet you as well. Is she? Or is she going to go up and like, she's cock blocking me and starts cutting her arm off. Yuri smiles awkwardly, fidgeting with the hem of her skirt. I should probably try to ease some of her tension. This seriously is a surprise. Why didn't you tell me you were coming home? Oh, well, I wanted to surprise you. Yeah, no kidding. I did foreshadow this one of your calls, you know. She did. Actually, I think Yuri was there when I said that. I believe I was. And I have to say that I'm definitely glad I was there to see your reunion. Salty's grin is really splitting his face. Ha, what a mama's boy. Hey, do you want me to act like a stereotypical angsty teenager? Oh god, no. I might have to extend my business trip if you ever start brooding. Mom starts laughing as I roll my eyes. It's definitely good to be back. Reaching out towards me again, Mom tussles my hair affectionately. Jeez, Mom. Come on, I gotta catch up on all the affection I wasn't able to lavish on you through these past few months. And since when have you been such a tsundere? Isn't that a girl thing? Isn't tsunderes only for girls? You don't know what a real tsundere is if you call me one. One of the club members is basically the definition of the trope. That's not Suki. I'm guessing the club members won't happen to be Yuri, would they? I'm guessing that club member wouldn't happen to be Yuri, would they? Pfft, Yuri about as far from a tsundere as you can get. Isn't that right, Yuri? Yeah, I'm a yandere. I'm gonna stab you. Well, I can't say I'm much like a tsundere. But I'd say that's the opposite of tsundere would probably be someone like Sayori. My mind flashes back at all the times that Sayori, my mom, and I were together. Do Japanese people actually really have these conversations? Are they like, well, my friend is more tsundere than your friends? Is it like catching Pokemon? My Japanese friend is more like a yandere than your yandere. That'd be funny. I need to get some Japanese friends. And battle! And judging from Mom's face, she's thinking of the same thing. That reminds me, I really have to catch up with Sayori and her family sometime. Oh yeah, I think she probably misses you. Or at least she misses your gummies. Of course, seems like just yesterday that you were kids. Mom seems to stare off in the distance for a moment, sighing fondly at the memories. Speaking of kids, though, I'm really looking forward to purple-haired grandchildren in the future. Uh-oh. Mom! Both me and Yuri's face turn red in unison. Uh-oh. You two are going to be so fun to tease. You look at that face. There you go. Thumbnail. Yuri, you really do have such a beautiful violet hair, though. Thank you. I've always liked the color purple. It's a much more interesting color than brown, at any rate. Whose fault is that I have brown hair? I wonder. Salty, you really are your mother's spitting image. Jeez, we don't look that much alike. Oh, stop being a tsundere and accept the compliment. Compliment? You haven't been nearly as handsome if you looked after your father. I snort and rolled my eyes again, causing both Yuri and Mom to chuckle. Oh, I nearly forgot. Where are my manners? Come in and sit in the living room. I'll bring out snacks and drinks for you two. Thank you very much. Would you like any help? No. What kind of host would I be if I gave you work to do? Come on, let a mother do the job she does best. Fuss over the children. You know, Yuri, you may be one of the most polite young women I've ever met. Thank you. I'm sure that's just an exaggeration, though. At this rate, Yuri's going to break her record for thanking people in one day. No, seriously, you can't believe how glad I am that my son's dating such a respectful, intelligent young lady. Yuri blushes and ducks her head bashfully. So tell me more about yourself. I heard that you two met in the literature club. Yes, we did. I'd actually been in the club for a while before Salty joined. As you could probably guess, books are pretty important to Yuri. I wish more people took up reading as a hobby. After all, you know what they say, well-read people are less likely to be evil. Who in the world has ever said that? I bet Yuri knows. Do you, Yuri? Well, yes. Who? There you go. Mom smiles smugly at me as Yuri looks on amusedly. Anyway, please continue with your story. Right, where was I? Oh yes, Sayori brought Salty to the club, and that's how I met him. She even brought me a book to make me feel more welcome. That's right, it was Portrait of Markov. Oh, so was it like love at first sight then? Yuri and I look at each other. Well, I definitely thought that Yuri was really cute the first time I met her. Yuri's face turns scarlet, although she smiles at my words. I usually try to reserve my judgment of others until I get to know them better, but I did find Salty to have quite the endearing charm. I'm charming. And it certainly helps that he's very open-minded too. Ah yes, if I remember correctly, you have a bit of an unconventional taste in literature. Well, I wouldn't call it unconventional, but I do enjoy a good bit of horror. A woman after my own heart. Well, I'm more of a thriller fan than a horror fan, but close enough. Have you read many mystery novels, Yuri? I've read most of the famous ones, yes. I usually read older authors such as Agatha Christie and Arthur Conan Doyle. I do read Arthur Conan Doyle. I do like Conan Doyle. He's a really good writer. You do seem like a classics type. At any rate, I'm very glad that I have someone to speak about literature with now. Salty here used to never read before you came along. Well, that's not true. Oh, stop trying to impress Yuri. The only thing you've ever read was manga. Well, Salty has gotten much more to reading since you last seen him, though. We regularly discuss the books we read together. It's basically like mini lectures whenever I talk to Yuri about this stuff. It's all pretty interesting, though. Yuri, I'll have to thank you for making such a good influence on Salty. That's not a problem. And I trust you to concentrate just as much on your schoolwork as you do on your books. Yes, Mom. And Yuri here's a top student, so you don't need to worry about her. It would be too much to hope that Yuri's helped you study some, wouldn't it? Actually, I have a bit. Well, the whole club has gotten together for a few study sessions, too. That's great to hear. And how have exams been going? They started today, right? Yep, we both did fine, right, Yuri? I'd say that our study sessions together definitely helped. We were actually going to study today, too. Oh, don't mind me, then. Feel free to run along and study. I won't be heading off for another business trip for a while, so you'll have much more time to catch up later. Are you sure I won't want to be a reunion cut off prematurely? Of course I'm sure. Unfortunately for us all, exams wait for no one. You two had better do just as well at tomorrow's exam as you did on today's. Alright, Mom. I guess we'll study in my room for now. Good luck on your studies. I'll bring up some fresh fruit for you later. Thank you for your hospitality. You're more than welcome, dear. Oh, it's nice to see my mom again. I wouldn't have to worry about cooking for myself now, too. Your mother's definitely very kind-hearted. I'm surprised she hasn't brought up anything about Yuri's parents yet. That is still something that's probably going to come bite us on the ass. Yeah, I was surprised how good she was at coaxing you out of your shell. I did feel very awkward at first, but she somehow got me to relax after a while. Well, I suppose it helped that she's a reader herself. And she does remind me of my own mother. What was your mother like, if you don't mind me asking? In personality, she wasn't actually too similar to your mother. I say that she was a lot more demure, and certainly much less sarcastic. I think it's just that both shared a loving warmth that's plain for all to see. That makes sense. Anyway, I can see where your sense of humor comes from. I mean, I have spent my whole life around her. I know that you don't tend to cook a lot by yourself, but you should cook something for your mother sometime. I'm sure that would be a happy surprise for her. Plus, it's nice to be able to help your parents out. It shows that you don't take them for granted. Yuri. I gently reach out and hold Yuri's hand. Sorry if this is bringing up painful memories for you. No, you're perfectly fine, Salty. I suppose it's just making me feel wistful. You know what? We could all cook a family meal together one day. You, me, and my mom. That'd be nice. Yuri reaches up to caress my cheek. Family. It felt like the whole world crumbled beneath me when I lost my parents. But slowly, bit by bit, it seems like my world is being rebuilt. I'm glad you're the one helping me rebuild, Salty. And I'm glad that I can help you too. We simultaneously lean in for a kiss. Ooh! My family's back from abroad and I've got my girlfriend by my side. Life is good. Life is good. Yeah, but how's it gonna get ruined? Where is it? Where is it? Where's the punchline? Where is it, life? Come on. We all know where this is heading. We all know something's up. It's been a few days since your mom and Yuri met in person. I've been on cloud 9 ever since. It's amazing how happiness and bliss can literally transport you to another world. And with the ringing of the bell singling at the end of the final lesson of the day, I eagerly jumped to my feet. White Day is upon us, and I want to give Yuri my gift ever since I woke up. They're going to have a date today. I make my way over to Yuri's classroom. After taking out my gift, it's not quite as fancy as the chocolate she gave me, but I'm hoping she'll appreciate the thought all the same. And eventually I spot her in the throng of students emerging from her classroom. With a smile and a wave, she makes her way over to me. Reaching out, I gently grasp her hand in mine, which predictably causes her to blush. Given it's White Day, I'm feeling a little bit more daring. I've waited all day to give you these. I'm practically bouncing on my feet. She giggles slightly, covering her mouth with her hands. My, someone is rather excited. She takes the gift bag from my hands. Her smile grows wider, and more heartfelt. I didn't want to give these to you at lunch. Kind of felt like the reward would be better if I waited until the end of the day, you know? Oh well, they do say that the good things come to those who wait. Oh my, Salty, this looks incredible. Inside is the White Day cake I picked out for her. The cake was Mom's idea. Given its elegant design, I was definitely not complaining. She was convinced that Yuri would love it, and based on Yuri's reaction, it's safe to say that motherly instincts are pretty accurate. Thank you, I really appreciate this. But you didn't have to get this for me, silly. Not that I don't appreciate your gifts. Oh, I know, I didn't have to, but I wanted to. I leaned forward and plant a kiss directly on her lips. Her eyes widen as I quickly pull away, grinning. You do know how to fluster me, don't you? That I do. Happy White Day, Yuri. The red blush on Yuri's cheeks make the wait 100% worth it. Come on, exam revisions can wait for one evening. Spend the rest of the day with me. How could I say no? After swinging the door open, I call out for Mom. Mom! No reply. Oh no. She's not gonna be hanging on the roof too, is she? Is she out? There's a note here, Salty. It says she's gone out to town to see some friends. She'll be back later in the evening, and that you should call her if there's anything we need. So we're home alone. Yes, it would seem that way. What should we do? Well, she starts fidgeting. Why has it suddenly got really awkward? Oh, I really need to think about things before I speak. I didn't mean... It's okay. Would you like to make a bento box with me? If I recall, you seem to really enjoy my bentos when we share with Natsuki. Or even if the topic changed, I eagerly jump at her suggestion. Yes, that's good. Mom did a lot of food shopping yesterday, and she made a bento box before, so I'm fairly sure you'll have the ingredients. What do you think about putting in it? We should decide that once we see what ingredients we have at our disposal. Oh yeah, good point. Why not? I mean, why they had sex on Valentine's Day. I mean, I don't really know much about White Day, but why can't White Day be like sex number 2? We start rummaging through the cabinets. Well, more like I rummage. Yuri looks a little hesitant, clearly unsure if it's her place to be rifling through my kitchen. Do you have anything in mind? Mine are usually quite simple. Rice or noodles, some kind of protein, and cooked vegetables. Stand-up home-cooked affairs, you know? Given that it's right day, how about we cook something a bit more extravagant? What are you thinking? Do you know how to make sushi? No, but I'm willing to try it for the end result. Alright then, we could make another side dish using vegetables like soybeans. For the sushi itself, fish would do nicely, but if you don't have any, we could make do with an alternative. I ducked my head out of the fridge and turned to Yuri with an bemused expression on my face. You can look with me, you know. It's your house as much as it is mine. Alright, of course. With her help, we're quickly able to identify appropriate ingredients and soon begin preparing the meal. Okay, so after you finish chopping all that, you add it to the water in the pot and turn up the heat until it's boiling. Then turn it back down to medium. Don't forget to add the seasoning to the water, too. And I have to chop all the vegetables, right? Yes, the lotus roots, carrots, white radish, and mushrooms. Obviously, you don't have to chop the soybeans and konbu. Got it. In the meantime, I'll get started on the rice. We both get to work, and soon the smell of a delicious meal starts wafting through the kitchen. Thankfully, the meal isn't particularly difficult to prepare, so we're able to talk about other things while we're preparing it. I don't think Mom would believe her eyes if she saw that I was doing it right now. Ah, the cooking? Yeah, but not just that. I don't think she'd ever expect that my first girlfriend would have taught me how to make delicious meals like this. First girlfriend? Oh. Sorry, I didn't mean like... Oh, way to go, Salty. The silence is providing to be excruciatingly awkward. It was just a stupid choice of words. Anyway, I guess it's a pleasant surprise for her. I've always been a lazy cook, if you could ever call me a cook. Well, there's no better time to learn than the present. Another wise bit of insight from you. She smiles slightly, but I can tell that what I just said is still playing on her mind. Did I really mess up that badly? I wasn't trying to say that we wouldn't last. Either way, I'm really not a fan of how quiet she suddenly became. But hey, at least Mom really likes you, at least. Do you think your parents would have liked me? Salty, would you mind spooning the cooked rice into a bowl? Sure thing. I did as she requests, awaiting her next command. Next, you want to stir together the rice, vinegar, and sugar until they dissolve. Then mix into the cooled rice. And done. Okay, now I'll deal with the nori shoot. She starts with a sushi preparation. Delicacy and decision is every moment. Delicacy, yeah. Yes, I certainly think they would have approved of you, Salty. Although I think they might have been a little surprised. No doubt expecting my boyfriend to be more of a reader. No doubt expecting my boyfriend to be more of a reader. At least before we started dating. I remember my father used to joke that boys may break your heart, but books will always be there for you. That little quib has always made me smile. Is that the kind of humor you like? Neither of my parents were sarcastic, so sarcasm is, well, quickly lost on me, as I'm sure you've noticed. Surprised you're dating me. You know how snarky I can be. Funnily enough, it's one of the things I appreciate about you the most. Huh, really, but you said you don't really get sarcasm. I didn't, at least initially, but being around you has given me more of an insight to a new style of humor, which I enjoy. Much like with literature, there's a variety in humor. You have a knack of making me laugh. Don't forget. I'm glad that my comedy genius has finally been recognized. See what I mean? Anyway, I think we're ready to mix the mackerel with the mayonnaise and spring onion. We're gonna use black pepper for seasoning, right? Yes, we are. You're learning quickly. Happens when you learn from the best. I swiftly planted another kiss, this time on Yuri's forehead. I don't know why I'm feeling especially affectionate today. It must be White Day, but damn is it enjoyable. An hour or so later, we're both digging into our meal. Shame Mom wasn't around to see us making a dish together. Maybe then she believed me. Haha. Is it just me, or does food taste a lot better when you made it yourself? Huh, most definitely. It's something I've come to appreciate. Maybe I could teach Sayori one day. Her diet is probably worse than mine. Speaking of Sayori, what did you two get up to? Oh, on that other one day where we hung out? Yuri nods. Man, I keep prepping. Went down on memory lane, I guess. Both literally and figuratively. We went to the park where we first met. Talked about life, I guess. I'm glad I got to apologize to her, though. The guilt has been hanging over me for some time. I assume she was rather forgiving. Oh yeah, of course. Told me not to worry about abandoning her, and that's a given that I've spent more time with you. She was happy that I'm back in her life, and she gets to see me in school and stuff. Hearing her words helped, but I don't know, I still felt a little guilty. Is it Sayori your neighbor? Like, aren't they supposed to be neighbors? They said that they met at the park, but I mean, if you're neighbors, you gotta be meeting each other at the neighborhood. That's completely normal, Salty. The most important thing to remember is that she doesn't hold anything against you, and that you two are still good friends. And only friends, and they better not be anything more. There's plenty of time to be able to spend time with her again. After all, you better enjoy each other's company, did you not? Yeah, we did. Even though our friendship isn't exactly the same as how it used to be, we were still able to get along with nothing had really happened. The playful teasing, the shared nostalgia. She really makes you happy, doesn't she? Uh-oh, I nod. I don't think I've ever met anyone with such a strong, carefree, bubbly persona. You always do look exuberant around her. Eh? Do I? Yes, you do. Perhaps it's buried in your subconscious. Maybe in the next playthrough. Well, I guess I do have fun hanging out with her. It's nice to be around someone who doesn't take things that seriously. Like I could just chill with her and joke about random stuff. She's gotten really good at being able to cheer me up, too. I see. I mean, how can someone who is always smiling not cheer you up? It probably activates mirror neurons or something, that the way Sayori laughs can be so infectious. You get what I mean? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Uh-oh. Where is this sudden dramatic tension coming from? Yuri, is everything okay? You seem kind of off. Salty, you're usually quite in tune with others' feelings, but sometimes you can be extremely dense. No, yeah. I would even say he's always dense. Jeez, I never claimed that I could read people's minds. Anyway, what's with the sudden change in tone? I thought we were having a good time cooking. You always grin so broadly when you're with Sayori. Is she even listening to me? Like I said before, if I do, I don't notice it. Well, even if you don't notice yourself, other people can. If you contrast it with how you react around me, there's a marked difference. A marked difference? Well, off the top of my head, I kiss and cuddle with you. That's something I should be doing to other people, right? I reach out to pull Yuri into a hug, but she shies away from me. Yuri? You don't know what I'm talking about, do you? What the shit? That's all of a sudden. Let's go back to the happy stuff. I was kidding, life. We don't have to go to the punchline. We can just live on and not deal with this shit right now, please. Uh-oh. I suppose it's so ingrained in you that you wouldn't notice unless I outright said it. If I'm supposedly this dense, feel free to enlighten me on the matter. I know that I shouldn't be getting sarcastic with her, but I couldn't help feeling more and more irritated as this conversation continues. You always look your happiness when you're with Sayori. I've never made any choices to be with Sayori, so that was kind of pushed on me, so Even when you're just talking about her, or think about your past with her. Well, I don't know about happiness, but she's my childhood friend. It's natural to feel happy when I think about someone I've known for years and years, isn't it? It's just as I suspected. Huh? She makes you happier than I do, doesn't she? What? My mind is spinning. How do we go from making food together and sharing kisses to this? Yuri, we spoke about this. Where is this coming from? She doesn't reply, instead opting to fiddle with her sleeves. Come on, Yuri, talk to me. If we spoke about this before, then why don't you understand why I'm upset? Just because you know why you're upset doesn't mean that I know. Can't you just tell me what's wrong? I don't understand how you can analyze books so extravagantly, but remain blind when it comes to things like this. I really don't want to play the blame game, but... Look, I think I get that you might be feeling jealous. I mean, you just explicitly compared yourself to her. But I don't get why you're suddenly this upset when we've been having such a nice time. Sounds like maybe she's got some issues. My throat was going. I needed some fluid. You realize that you were talking at length about how you feel about Sayori. And on our white date night, no less. You started a conversation about her, though. I was admitting curiously about what you did with her in the beginning, but I didn't mean for it to spawn an entire conversation about how you felt towards Sayori. After a while, I was only engaging in the conversation with you to be polite. I didn't want to ignore what you said about her. I suppose it was too much to expect you to be more tactful about it. And I'm not a mind reader. How do I supposed to know when you're upset when you rarely explicitly express it? Why can't you just tell me these things? I'm guessing that you don't have these kinds of arguments with Sayori. Of course not, because I'm not dating her. Are you sure this is just about jealousy? I thought you said you weren't jealous of me hanging out with Sayori before. Didn't you say that you were only jealous of her personality and our close relationship itself? Yes, I did. This is weird. If I was salty, I would just lock it down. I would be like, hey, sorry, I just got a little bit off topic on this. I wasn't trying to bring out Sayori on our date night. This is between you and me, it's still just that. I just got lost in thought, But I mean, it feels forced. This argument. Is there something more than? Sorry, light bulb just went out of my room and freaked me out. Then is there something more than you're upset about? If you have a problem, just tell me. Stop beating around the bush. Oh, I'll never get what you want to say. Never do that. Never do that. Just say, hey, is there a problem? Do we need to talk through this? One thing about relationship is instead of engaging in the argument, sorry, got a burp. Just say, hey, let's talk about it. Let's get this out. We're gonna explain it. We're gonna get this down, and then we're gonna move past it. Now I sound like a therapist. Do you know how difficult it is for me to tell people how I'm feeling? You're being insensitive. I spent the past decade or so of my life suppressing my outward shown emotions. But you could try, can't you? This is me trying, Salty. I just can communicate more subtly. Okay, how about you try communicating unsubtly then? You don't get it. The difficulty I've been when speaking about these things. It's almost as if there's something physically blocking my throat. That's just your own thoughts in your head making you feel that way though, right? Just get it over with and blurt out your inner thoughts, like ripping off a band-aid. I know you could do it, Yuri. With all due respect, Salty, I'd even tell you about my self-harm on my own accord. It was purely by accident that you found out. Even so, it felt better after you talked to me about it, right? Yes, but... So you just tell me what's bothering you. I can't help you if I don't know what's going on. She doesn't reply. The sun-stained silence feels much more uncomfortable by the second. Yuri? I sigh inwardly. I hate apologizing for things that aren't my fault. I'm sorry, okay? I know how you feel, so... No, you don't. How can you possibly know what this feels like, Salty? Do you constantly consider yourself an embarrassment? Do you know how it feels to have people feel nothing but pity towards you? To have people say you are as a freak? Well, no, but that's precisely my point. Alright. Jeez, I get it. Just because I don't have those specific problems, it doesn't mean I don't have my own ones to deal with, you know? Everyone around us has their own demons, so stop acting like it's only you. I winced as soon as my words leave my mouth. They sounded a lot less harsh in my head. The look of deep hurt on Yuri's face prompts me to quickly try and undo the damage that's been unleashed. Ugh. I weakly rub my forehead with my hands. It's just really frustrating being told that my problems don't matter, you know? It's not what I said. Like, how would you feel if I did this stuff? Refused to talk to you about any negativity I was feeling towards you and, well, cut myself. I'd feel like I deserve it. What? Did she really just say that? I expected her to get angry and lash out, not to provide such a self-deprecating remark. Deserve? Let's be honest, Salty. I'm an awful girlfriend. I have to force myself not to roll my eyes. Or sigh in exasperation. Yuri seizes on my silence and carries on with her deprecative tirade. You see, this is why I am glad I'm not longer in high school. Because this is just pointless bullshit, really. Your problems, either they go away or they don't. But, like, why are you letting them drive your relationships, you know? I mean, I understand. Some people do have some turmoil and stuff that really hangs up on them. And she does have the crap with her parents not being there and stuff. Like, I get that and stuff. She cuts herself and such. But you're being your own cock blocker at this point. You're the one that's keeping yourself from going into the next level of a relationship. So, make a choice. It is your choice. Let the demon feed the demon, or put it to bed and just get over it and get on with your life. 1 second, gotta burp again. Okay. See, you don't drink. I learned something. I learned a lesson. Don't drink 3 pops right before recording. Okay? I'm learning my lessons. I'm willing to admit my faults. And now I'm going to become a better person. And now I'm only going to drink 1 pop before I do this. Okay. Anyway, I hide things from you. You've always done nice things for me. What thoughtful things have I done for you, Salty? Sax? She doesn't even let me answer as she forcibly carries on. You allowed me to be with my best friend and get to know her better, you know? That's pretty selfless. But I mean, yeah, now you're turning it into a whole bitch, but you know. It was good at the moment. You organized a lovely day out of Valentine's. I couldn't even return the favor for White Day. Here we are acting it's just any other day, all because I couldn't even organize something romantic for us. It's another pathetic trait of mine that I'll never be able to shake, no matter how much I will it away. Was it the guy supposed to do something on the White Day? I guess not. Her breathing is growing faster and faster, and her tone is becoming more and more venomous. The feeling of being unable to reach her while she's standing in front of me is unbelievably demoralizing. I'm trying to be the perfect girlfriend for you. I really am. I thought that by making love to you, that would help. After all, it seems like that's the only thing I can provide you. Damn. Wait. What? Back up a second there, Yuri. What exactly do you mean by that? Please don't tell me that you felt like you had to have sex with me. She doesn't even need to nod or say yes. The silence is just as damning if confirming my fears. It needs to be right for both people. Everybody involved needs to be right. I thought it was what I had to do. You said you wanted to. I wanted to please you. I run my hands through my face. It felt like everything was going so well mere moments ago. It suddenly flipped on its head. No. Yuri, you don't have to be perfect. Why did you just say something? If you weren't comfortable, then all you had to say... But of course, it isn't that easy for her, is it? I'm sorry. I know I should have said something. I don't know what to say. She's flipped. She went from the aggressive to the, oh, I'm sorry. She's passive-aggressive, and, you know, she should have been able to say, hey, you know, not right now. And this is kind of one of the reasons why you don't jump into a relationship so fast. You build up to it. So that there isn't any kind of misunderstanding. You know? My mind is still trying to process what I'm hearing. Things haven't really been going as well as I thought they were. With my face in my hands, I hear Yuri get up and walk away from me. Wait, where are you going? I need the bathroom. Instantly my mind flashes back to the last time I saw her in the bathroom. The razor, the gasp of pain, the vicious, jagged cuts on her forearms. The very arm that she clutched right now. Yuri, don't. I can't help it. Yuri runs from the room, already starting to push up her sleeves. In a panic, I follow her. Even just from the glimpses I catch from her behind her, I'm afforded a sight I wish I didn't have to see. Looks like she's cutting herself more. A crisscross of gashes, each in a different state of healing. Although most look scabbed over, a few small ones look a little bit more fresh, so I can just make out little specks of blood leaking out from the wounds. It's heartbreaking to see. I grab her shoulder when I catch up to her and stop her in her tracks. To my surprise, however, Yuri begins scratching at her wrists, an action which causes me off guard, as I was expecting her to pull out a blade out of some sorts. This is the first time I've actually seen her in the act, and it's a sight like nothing I've ever seen before. She positively rips and tears at her arm, raking her nails down her skin and leaving angry red streaks in their wake. Dark red dots of blood spout her scratch marks. The raw, visceral nature of her desperate scratching frightens me. It's almost though she's trying to destroy all the progress she's put into healing, just to leave ugly reminders on her flaws behind. Ugly. This is the first time I've associated with that word with Yuri. But no amount of bleeding that her scars are beautiful would change the fact that they're frankly the opposite. I'm struck by a pang of guilt at the thought. Should I think about self-harming like this? But I shouldn't act like I'm blind to the scars, right? Either way, that's all irrelevant at the moment. I've got to concentrate on Yuri. What are you doing? She doesn't reply, instead opening to tear away scabs with her fingernails. Yuri. What? What are you doing? What do you think I'm doing? There's a sharp, biting edge to her tone. Did you think cutting was the only way you could self-harm? Yeah? Yuri, please. Please, just stop. In desperation, I reach out to grab her arm. However, she quickly reaches it out of my grip and jumps aside. Her scratching continues, more furious than ever. All of my instincts are screaming at me to intervene, but every time I step towards her, she shies away. As the scratching carries on, the expression on her face slowly grows more relaxed. It's awful knowing that the only thing causing her to relax is the pain she's inflicting onto herself. Eventually, the scratching comes to an end. The slow trickles of blood down her wrist watched the slow trickle of tears down her face. My brain is trying to progress that I've just witnessed Yuri self-harming. Needlessly, it's not doing a very good job. Silence falls between us. What am I even meant to say? Told you I was a freak. We have to get you some help for this, Yuri. This really can't carry on. Yuri snorts a misstatement. What? Do you think I don't know that it's bad? If you know it, then why do you keep doing this? Is this going to happen every time we have an argument? I can't. I can't help but feel anger at those two words resound through my head. Why not? How would you even know? You haven't even tried. This could have been avoided if I just what, Salty? Therapy isn't just a magical fairy tale fix. I've already told you that it's just not that easy for me. Yet you seem to continually forget that if your self-righteous lectures. Lectures? Really? That's what you think these are? I mean, how would you like it if I cut and scratched myself bloody? How would you like it if I turned my arm into an ugly mess? Silence. I didn't even realize I was breathing heavily right until now. And worst of all, the distressed look on Yuri's face tells me that for the first time tonight, I might have just crossed the line. Wordlessly, she just quickly yanks her sleeves down and pushes past me. With heartbreaking realization, I quickly see that fresh tears are now leaking down her face once more. Yuri, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that. I especially reached out to once again, but while whirls around at my touch, wearing an expression that honestly terrifies me. I don't want to hear it. Her expression, the line, the delivery, the tone. At a reflex, I shrink back. She storms out of the corridor. Distantly, I can hear her making her way out of my house. The slam of the door makes me wince. And so I'm left standing here, still trying to figure out what just happened. I slowly make my way back to the kitchen, bits and pieces of our argument flashing through my mind. The food's still on the table. If you just walked into the house, you would have never suspected that such a scene had taken place just moments before. What looked like warm, delicious food before now appears slimy and cold to me. As I slump down in the chair, I can't help but worry about what Yuri's going to do when she gets back home. I should have gone after her. I should have done anything but let her go. Well, I say that, but in reality, I know that I couldn't have done much. What was I supposed to do? Imprison her in my home? Physically restrain her until her impulses abated? If I had done that, I don't know if she would ever forgive me. I don't want to out her to anything else without her permission, so I don't think I should tell her friends or my mom. Would calling the police be an overreaction? If she was contemplating suicide, I would call, but did she say long ago that she wasn't suicidal? She's clearly got some mental issues. Okay? You gotta realize that wasn't a normal human behavior and that might lead to something else. Should I trust her words and leave her be? We just established that she doesn't necessarily tell me everything, though. That doesn't mean she lied to me, though, right? With a sudden rush of adrenaline, I whip out my phone and call Yuri. Please pick up. The telephone seems to mock me as it endlessly rings. No answer. Shit. I try again and again and again, but there's still no answer. Feeling a pit of despair settling in my stomach, I opt to leave a pleading voicemail in the end. Well, it was foolish to expect her to reply, wasn't it? Unable to bear the sight of our white day dinner any longer, I stumbled to the living room and slumped down on the sofa. And I watched Edie Boo! Although I know fully well that it's a pointless endeavor, I still reach out for the TV remote and flick the television on, desperate for something to try and take my mind off tonight's event. I can almost sense a restless night coming up. Just when I thought life was getting good. I really went and jinxed it, didn't I? She's only making you feel like that. I don't think you really were the person that was wrong here. I just hope Yuri and I can talk things over. She does need help, okay? That's just how it needs to be. We are getting to the last section of this. Let's finish this. Another day. It's been a few days since Yuri and I had our argument. She never once returned my calls or texts, which makes me really scared that I'm truly causing irreplaceable damage. Irreparable, sorry. Still, it's a school day today, so at least we'll be able to talk. Assuming she doesn't bunk off. Nah, she wouldn't. Refusing to entertain the thought, I began my morning routine. Shortly after happy music. Shortly after I start my walk, I notice a familiar face, although not quite the one I was hoping for. Hi, Salty. Hey, Sayori, what are you doing here? She frowns at my question as if I'm asked her something stupid. What you mean? This is the route I take to get to school, silly. It's just surprising seeing you up this early, that's all. Oh. She shrugs nonchalant. Well, you know what this means, right? We could walk to school together. I tried my best to sound enthusiastic, at least for Sayori's sake. Yeah, let's do it. It probably didn't work. Salty, is everything okay? Yeah, I'm fine. What did you ask? I just had a little feeling that something was bothering you, that's all. Compared to the last time we hung out, you don't seem as happy. Glance over at her. There's a spark of curiosity looking behind her eyes, but there's no denying the comforting smile on her face. Maybe a good idea to get some outside perspective. I chuckle to myself. You've always been good at reading me, Sayori. See about Yuri, isn't it? Got it in one. She pauses, looking thoughtful. We had an argument, and I'm not really sure what to do now. I tried calling her after she stormed out, but she never replied. This was during Friday evening. So it's Monday now, and she still hasn't spoken to you yet. I nod. Sayori pauses, looking thoughtful. What did you guys argue about? That's a damn good question. I can't really say. It's not really my place to, if that makes sense. It was pretty personal. That's okay, Salty. I understand that you guys have your own personal stuff to deal with. But what should I do? Should I let her come to me? I don't want to be overbearing, but at the same time, it's killing me that I can't talk to her. Sayori pats my shoulder sympathetically. Well, I'm kind of limited with how much I can help. Sorry, I know it must be really frustrating being asked for help, and yet I can't even tell you what's going on. It's okay. To be honest, I'm not surprised that Yuri chose to spend time by herself after the fight. After all, everyone knows how introverted she is. And introverts really like their own space. So you're saying I should leave her be? You already tried calling her a few times, right? So she'll know that you're obviously concerned for her. Maybe you should just let her come to you when she's comfortable doing so. Is that what you do if you were me? I think so, yeah. But I've never been in a relationship before, so I really don't know all this girl or boyfriend stuff. Believe me, Sayori, neither do I. What does your heart tell you? Well, I don't know about my heart, but my brain is definitely telling me that it's confused. Why can't my organs just get along? She giggles. You shouldn't worry, Salty. You're such a nice, caring guy. I'm sure Yuri will come around eventually. Yeah, I hope so. Anyway, on to something less depressing. Mom came home a few days ago. Oh, I bet that must be lovely. She's been away for a while, if I remember right. Yeah, she's been gone since last August, so it's been a long, long time since I've physically seen her. How is she? Still the same? Yeah, her motherly instincts never go away. Still, she's really guilty about leaving me alone for so long. The rest of the conversation, thankfully, isn't as depressing. It doesn't take long for Sayori and I to reminisce about the good old days. But it just doesn't feel right. I can't fully immerse myself, not when there's so much in the present to focus on. Now I have to do Sakurai's voice. I'm gonna fix my headphones. And that's where we call it for today, everyone. and I encourage you all to do some extra reading on the topic. The build-up to the Second World War had many a contributing factor. Who knows, maybe you'll even find it as interesting as I do. With a self-deprecating smile, he laughs and heads out for the door. I might just take him up on that offer after school, but for now I can only listen to the gurgling sounds of my stomach. As I step through the door, I see all the other club members. Sayori is chatting animally with Natsuki, while Monika is scribbling something on a notepad. On the other hand, Yuri looks like she's a million miles away as she idly pokes at her food. I take a seat next to her. My heart starts thumping the moment I saw her again, and now that I'm physically right next to her, the thumping grows stronger. I'm not sure how to approach her. The others are around, and I don't imagine she'd want to make such a scene, so I opt for a direct approach. Damn, everyone's all here now. Hey, Yuri. She jumps a little. Clearly I was right about her being mentally preoccupied. Hi. She doesn't say anything more than that. An awkward silence fills the air. Judging by the curious look on the other girls, it's clear that it's not gone unnoticed. You okay? You looked a million miles away. Got a book on your mind? Yes. Sayori looks sympathetically towards me, while Monika and Natsuki narrow their eyes. The tension between Yuri and I grow more and more apparent by the second. I don't know what to say or do. While everyone else being aware of something amiss between Yuri and I, it feels a million times worse. Well, that Yuri doesn't want to talk to me. It's been a few days already. Thankfully, Monika reads the situation and throws me an escape. Sayori mentioned that your mom came back last week, Salty. It proves to be a real mental struggle to focus on Monika. Oh yeah, she did. And what? She rolls her eyes. How is it? Seeing her again? Oh. I look at Yuri again. She still turns away. The tension is growing by the second. Yeah, it's nice having her back. We got to catch up. She got to meet Yuri, which I think both of them enjoyed. She really is nice, isn't she, Yuri? Yes, she is. And oh my god, her cooking is to die for. I really miss it. Things are bad when not even Sayori's cheerfulness could fix the situation. You could just come over again, right? She'd be more than happy to cook for you. In fact, I think she mentioned how she wanted to catch up with you and your family again, so that worked out nicely. Really? Oh well, I might take her up on that, Salty. Although it'd be kind of weird seeing her again. I mean, it's been how many years since I've seen her? Like 4 or 5. Wow, has it really been that long? Yep. Time really flies, eh? Tell me about it. It's crazy to think it's already March. That Christmas party we had felt like it was yesterday. Well, none of us are getting any younger. Might as well make the most of our time together, don't you think? That's such a Sayori line, Monika. Your vice president is really rubbing off on you. Hey, she's not wrong, though. Our 3rd year's coming up soon, and that's our last one. And who knows what that'll be like. Stressful, probably. No kidding. Although the conversation is flowing between us just fine, Yuri's lack of contribution remains painfully obvious. Every now and again, one of us would sneak concerned glances at her direction, but no one really wants to say anything. They knew something's up between Yuri and I, and while there's concern, they probably don't want to get involved in something personal between us two. Still, as the bell rings and we start packing away, I can't help but cling on to the hope that Yuri will be a little bit more receptive when it comes to the club meeting. The last few lessons went by unbearably slowly. Finally the bell sounds, signaling what feels like the final opportunity of the day. I'll get to talk to Yuri. I shake my head. That sounded ridiculous. I can just talk to her anytime. Or can I? Okay, everyone. I've been doing some thinking over the weekend, and I have an idea I'd like to try out. Part of what makes us grow as poets is stepping out of our comfort zone and trying new things. Something everyone did really well when we wrote Halloween poems. So this time I'd like everyone to take one of these. She pulls out a bunch of what looks like small blank strips of paper out of her bag. What's these? Each strip has a theme written on the side, and the one you choose will be what you have to write your poem about. Ooh, and it could be literally anything. Uh-huh. Does anybody want to go first? I'll do it! Sayori slips forward and takes a strip. Flipping it over, she reads out whatever is written. A thoughtful look crosses her features. Well, this will be interesting. The rest of us follow suit. Each strip elicits a different response. Okay. I didn't censor, but okay. Mine happens to be control. Of course, I had to get thrown into a deeper end. Can we work with something else? Of course. Collaboration should make this even more insightful. Have fun, guys. She turns back to her desk, pens in hand. Hey, Yuri. You, mind if we work together? You know, since you're like... I'm sorry, Salty, but I need to use the bathroom. That line will forever cause my anxiety levels to shoot through the roof. She stands up and swiftly moves to the door, picking at her sleeve as she does so. I can't just sit here and let her cut herself, but how am I going to excuse myself so I don't look suspicious? Precious seconds tick by. I must be showing a lot of concern on my face as Sayori and Natsuki are looking at me strangely. Are you okay, Salty? Yeah, you look kind of weird. Monica puts her head down and joins in. She could be pulling out a knife right now. What's going on? You just said she had to use the bathroom and now Salty looks really worried. Is everything okay, Salty? We can all feel the tension between you two at lunch. She's rolling up her sleeves while you sit here like an idiot. I'll be back in a sec. I don't even bother finishing my sentence as I bolt my feet and head for the door. Wait. My mind is in a frenzy as I hurriedly make my way to the bathroom. Why now? This is so much harder when she doesn't talk to me. Well, here it is, the girls' bathroom. No time to pause before going inside. All social norms be damned. And admittedly, I head by a sight that never gets any easier to see. Yuri immediately looks up. I can't tell what's worse, the shamed look on her face, or the freshly soaked bandages on her arm. For a moment, we just stand there, looking at each other. She hastily slips her sleeves over the bandages, but the damage has already been done. Yuri, look at me. Please. The seconds stretch on, much like her defiance to meet my eyes. When I was desperately trying to unscramble my fervent brain, I hear the door behind me open. Thankfully, it's only Sayori. Salty? Yuri? Wait, Salty, what are you doing here? This is the girls' bathroom. Dang it, Sayori. Do you have to come in now? Your timing couldn't be any worse. I know. I look over at Yuri, who is now avoiding the both of us. Yuri, are you okay? I'm fine. Are you sure? You look really upset. I'll be okay. Thank you. Do you want to talk about it? No, thank you. I appreciate the offer, but I just need some time alone. And of course, there it is. The withdrawal. Those walls she'll never learn to break out of. I feel a light tug on my sleeve. Come on, Salty. What? We should head back to the club. You can't be serious. I angrily gesture towards Yuri. Salty, can't you see that she needs some space right now? Besides, the other girls are worried about you. She must have seen how unwilling I was at her sight and turns to Yuri. Will you come back to the club? Will you come back to the club when you're feeling up to it? Wordlessly, Yuri nods. I'm not sure if I believe her, but unfortunately I can't exactly object. With another defeated, weary sigh, I let Sayori take me out of the bathroom and back towards the club room. As soon as we enter, Monica and Natsuki jump up, confusion and suspicion etched over their faces. This is so awkward! Oh, you're back. Mind telling us what that was about, Salty? Yeah, what's with Yuri? Not really my place to say. Can we please just leave it at that? I'm really not in the mood to discuss it any further, and I'm sure Yuri feels the same. Yeah, I think we should just get on with our poems for now, guys. I give her a small, appreciative smile. Sayori's knack for reading a situation has always been one of her strengths. Monica and Natsuki does look particularly satisfied, but wordlessly comply with Sayori's suggestion. After a while, Yuri quickly slips back into the classroom. Her head is bowed as she tries to look as inconspicuous as possible. She takes her seat and returns to her poems, but not before being a game of eyebrow tennis starts between Natsuki, Sayori, and Monica. Everything okay, Yuri? Yes. Apologies for my earlier behavior. It's okay, don't worry about it. As she says that, Monica and Natsuki fire inquisitionally look my way. I motion towards Yuri and shake my head. Tension still remains, but eventually all the club members return to writing their poems. Thank God. Okay, everyone. She checks her watch. I think that's pretty much all the time we have, so we'll have to call it there. Feel free to carry on working on your poems at home if you don't finish it here. With that, everyone starts packing up their things. As I'm putting my poem in my bag, I noticed Yuri already walking out of the door. Yuri, wait. I scramble after her, but she already quickly disappeared from sight. Every step she takes, I'll be watching you, feels like another miles between us. I'm still trying to comprehend the drastic change in tone our relationship has taken. Did I really miss all the signs? How was I meant to know that she just felt pressured to have sex? And more importantly, how am I meant to fucking fix this if she's refusing to talk to me? I kick the walls out of frustration, which does absolutely nothing except give me a sickening surge of pain in my toe. Salty, did you just kick the wall? No, I was playing soccer with myself. What do you think? A look of hurt flashes around her face. Sorry, I'm only trying to help. Great, now I have a lovely bit of guilt accompanying the pain in my foot. I wince slightly as I reply. Sorry. I know you are. It's okay. I know you're just upset with all that Yuri stuff. Do you want to walk home together? Sayori smiles that are capable of melting even the most grouchy of hearts. I don't know if I'll be in very good company. Don't worry about it. I don't mind in the slightest. Besides, I never pass an opportunity to cheer someone up. Well, if they want to talk to me, that is. Yeah, alright then. Let's go. The walk back is quiet. Sayori tries to engage me in conversation at first, but stops once she realizes this is futile. Okay, guess we're here. See you later, Sayori. Wait. Want me to walk you back to your house? I have to fight the urge to roll my eyes at her. My house is like 1 minute away. You can see it from here. I'm not gonna drop dead the time it takes to walk over there. I know, but... Salty, I'm just worried about you. If something bad happened to you, I don't know what I'd do. Well, too late for something bad to not happen to me. It's fine, Sayori. Thanks for thinking about me. But right now, I kind of just want to think things over. Okay, I get it. But if things get really serious, promise that you'll talk to someone, alright? Am I gonna be the guy who kills myself in this scenario? You really shouldn't keep things bottled up. Well, that's funny coming from you. Well, it's too late for that. Things have already been serious for a while now. Alright, I promise. Good, if you ever need anything, let me know. Oh, okay. You're like my second mom. Well, if I'm your mom, I'm gonna make sure I take good care of you. Okay. I'm gonna get going now. Thanks again. Bye, Salty. I'll see you tomorrow. Despite Sayori's cheerful talk, I find my mood taking a dive again once I'm away. Don't get me wrong, I'm thankful for my friend like Sayori, but I don't think I'm going to be cheered up that easily. Although without Sayori distracting me though, thoughts of Yuri are once again filling my head. What am I supposed to do in this situation? I don't want to be too clingy or forceful, but maybe the situation calls for it. Or maybe I should give her space for now, like Sayori told me to do that other time. I'm seriously developing a headache from all this. Okay, I'm just gonna let Yuri be for the rest of today. And then talk to her no matter what tomorrow at school. With any luck, nothing goes wrong between now and then. What's the chance of something wrong going to happen in this game? Got another pop. It's not really pop, it's tea. I'm trying to hold on, guys. My throat is just killing me. Once again, I'm rudely pulled out of a warm, comfortable snooze by the invasive blaring of my alarm on my phone. Still half asleep, I fumble for the offending item and slam the alarm off, but the damage has already been done. Ugh. My brain wastes no time to remind me of what happened yesterday, both during lunch and during the club meeting. Wonderful. Starting the day in a bad mood is perhaps the worst way to start it. Good morning. I give a nonchalant grunt in reply. Mom looks up with her coffee with a look of surprise on her features. Good to see you as well, Salty. I'm not a morning person, Mom. You know that. Unfortunately, not even Yuri was able to cheer me up yesterday after school. She's really tried, but I just couldn't get Yuri off my mind. Mom is silent. She studies me. There's no way I'd be able to hide the fact that I'm in a bad mood, so I mentally prepare myself for a flurry of questions. You don't seem so chipper today. What's wrong, honey? Nothing. She sighs to herself. I can read you like a book, Salty. It's Yuri, isn't it? What? How did you? Just call it motherly intuition. What happened? Salty, I can't help you unless you let me. I'm really not in the mood to delve into it. Her tone is gentle as she speaks. I understand that you're upset, but please don't bottle things up. Communication is the most important aspect of any... Yeah, I'm well aware of that. I have to get going anyway. I don't want to be late. Snatching a piece of toast and ramming it in my mouth, I head out of the kitchen, doing my best to avoid what I could only assume was a disappointing look on Mom's face. Morning lessons are feeling like such a drag. I'm finding it harder and harder to concentrate. My mind keeps focusing on questions that I'd rather not be asked. Such as, have I caused irreversible damage with Yuri? We're not over, are we? I went as I go over the things I said to her on Friday evening. Would you want to go back? Calling her arms an ugly mess. But seeing her scratching herself like that, it was scary. Of course I'd be more liable to panic and saying something stupid. But the look on Yuri's face serves as a chilling reminder that boundaries were definitely crossed that day. The lunch bell rings. At least spending time with the girls might take my mind off of it, if not for a little while. But then she'll be there. Maybe. As I enter the club, I immediately notice that both Yuri and Monica aren't in. While Monica is fairly hit or miss, given how busy her schedule is, but Yuri? The feeling that something is amiss starts to bubble up. Hey, Salty. Hi, just us today? Yeah, it looks like it, unless Monica shows up. Which wouldn't surprise me. Neither of us seen Yuri, have you? Sorry, exchanged looks with Natsuki. There's no defined look of concern on both of their faces. No, we thought you might have. Ashro? Fancy to that. You see how little she's been talking to me recently? I've been worried about her ever since I saw her in the bathroom yesterday. Natsuki narrows her eyes at me. Yeah, what's up with that? You never told us. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it that way. Anyway, guys, I think we should go and find her. What do you think? I know she said she wanted to be alone yesterday, but... Yeah, let's do it. Come on. Hey, wait for me. I'll take the girls' bathroom. Hey, Natsuki, do you want to check her homeroom? Yeah, sure. I'll try the courtyard and the roof then. With our hastily made plans, we each set off to separate destinations. Despite my best efforts, I'm not having any luck finding her, although this doesn't surprise me. To be honest, the only place I could imagine her being right now would be the girls' toilets. Trying to quell the disquiet in my stomach, I head for the roof. Ruh-roh. Just as I thought, empty. With a heavy heart, I head back downstairs. Any luck? Yuri shakes her head dejectedly. Maybe she just didn't come in today. Yeah, she didn't. One of her classmates told me. Salty, couldn't you have just called her? You say that like she'd actually respond to me. Huh? Something bad really went down between you two, didn't it? I don't answer. Don't worry, guys. She's probably just feeling sick or something. Yuri isn't the kind to skip school. Sayori's right. Yuri isn't as truant by any means. Which means she's either ill or... Lunch bell rings, but it sounds like a million miles away. Dimly, I'm aware of Sayori and Natsuki Takoi. Anyway, I'll see you two at the club, okay? Alright, anyway, I'll see you two at the club. Natsuki mutters something that I don't catch. Yeah. But I have no intention of sticking around for the rest of the school day, let alone in the literature club meeting. I'm getting some Sayori flashbacks from back in the... Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Taking a deep breath, I knock on the front door. Please open. Please open. Please open. The second that passes by feels like hours. Nothing. So that's Yuri's house. Abandoning the diplomatic approach, I pound on the door much harder, each knock reflecting the desperation I'm feeling. Nothing. Disappointed and worried flare up, both as strong as the other. I restlessly pace on the spot, pondering my options. Welfare check. If Japan's like America, you could just call in, like just call in like your cops and say, "Hey, I'm worried about somebody. Can you go see if they're okay?" And they will knock the door down if nobody's answering. Well, breaking in is tempting. Even I know that's way too over the top. I check my phone, knowing well I won't have any messages or calls from her. I sure love being proven correct. It's only 13:18, so I can't go home yet. That's 1:18 for all you who don't know military time. So I can't go home yet. Mom would flip if she knew I was ditching school. Guess my best bet is to sit tight for a couple of hours. Yeah, it's a pretty bad pun, but unfortunately it's all I have right now. And yet a few hours later, still no luck. So I turned the lights on. My stomach gurgles and I could really feel the stiffness in my joints and having sat down for so long. And of course, nothing from Yuri. Gaze toward the door. Who knows what Yuri's doing within? Well, if she's even inside. I could call the Pops and ask for a welfare check. Yeah, see? Seems like a little drastic, though. Plus, if she's fine, doesn't want to talk, I'm pretty sure police intervention will make things even worse. That is, if they can get any worse. With a surge of anger, I smash on the door one more time, much like with my kicking the wall. It achieved nothing except a white-hot pain in my fist. My stomach gurgles again as a wave of bitter frustration rolls over me once more. I just wasted hours of my life for absolutely nothing. Her girlfriend who won't even speak to me. I shake my head. How did it come to this? She's probably dead, dude. She's probably bled out. It's kind of what my fear is. I think this is where this is going. I probably shouldn't have said that. Salty? What? Mom gestures the toast I'm half-heartedly trying to eat. You need to eat. You don't want to be late for school. I'm not hungry. She sighs quietly. I know you're upset, sweetheart, but you can't stay like this forever. I'm sure that whatever's going on between you and Yuri will get better. I really hope so, Mom. This is the nature of teenage love, I'm afraid. No, Mom! This is Doki Doki Literature Club. The whole world is going to end up dying, somehow. Anyway, should be going now. I really look at the clock. She's right. Yeah, I'll see you later then. Bye, Salty. Have a good day. In spite of myself, I found myself walking towards Yuri's house. I don't know, I like just getting ignored again, but a part of me tells me that I have to at least try. School can wait. And here we are. That dark red door, that dark red barrier that Yuri hides behind. Yuri! Here I am, calling out to a door. Try to shake off how ridiculous this must look. I press on. Look, I know things aren't right between us. I nearly snorted after I realized what I just said. That must have been the understatement of the century. But please, just talk to me. I'm worried about you, you know? Especially after I found you in the girls' bathroom. Please! Yuri, I know you're there. Well, I know you're home at least. Oh, there's a good chance that you're in the bedroom. I'm talking to no one at all. My voice cracks a bit with emotion. Yuri, I'm begging you. Please hear me. Please be okay. Just want you to be happy. Yuri. Nothing. I sigh and close my eyes, slumping down against the door. I was an idiot for thinking we could have gone any differently. The question is, do I commit an entire day to waiting here, or do I cut my losses and... Uh-oh! The soft sound of a click and the door slowly cracking open jolts me to my feet. Although the slightly ajar doorway, I could see a very unsure-looking Yuri. She's alive! For a moment, there's silence between us. A silence that actually feels very, very awkward. Can I come in? Wordlessly, she looks down, biting her lip. My mind's eye, I could practically see her receding back behind her shell again. That shell that I thought I'd help crack for good. We could just talk here if you're not comfortable letting me in. Honestly, I'll take whatever I can get at this point. At my words, Yuri nods and slowly swings the door open. I can hardly dare to believe she's even talking to me again. On paper, it sounds ridiculous. Who would eternally celebrate talking to their girlfriend again? But even after everything that happened, it just goes to show the severity of the situation. So, nervously jamming my hand in my pocket, I struggled to get some words out of my mouth. Anything to break this awkward silence. But I don't even know where to start. There are so many things I could feel like I should say. The weight of my arguments feels like it's weighing even heavier on my shoulders right now. She looks at me with expression both expectant and sad. Neither of us know how to make the first move. How have you been? And of course, I open up with such a stupid question. I've been okay. More silence. I see. That's good. It's almost laughable. She can't really think that I believe she'd be okay, right? Oh, here it comes again, my damn sarcastic side. Salty, you're gonna have to make sure you don't accidentally snap at Yuri. Lord knows when the next time I'll get to talk to her will be. Funny how my emotions fluctuate so violently nowadays, at least when it comes to Yuri. From guilt and sadness to anger and frustration. My mind's been scrambled since our fight. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out what to say. Just so much we have to talk about that I don't know how to start. Same here. Yeah. Come on, Salty, just talk to her. I just wish we could go back to time to how we used to be. Like last week. Yuri, I miss being with you, and so I'm so worried about you. Those happy times we could have just chit-chat and deal over nothing. Give anything to go back to those times. Well, at least you have Sayori to do with all that. Well, at least you still have Sayori to do all that with. Sayori, why are you bringing her into this? She's totally jelly. She's totally irrelevant to what's been going on between us. Sorry, what I meant to say was, regardless of what happens, you'll always be able to turn to her. Yuri, I feel like you've already made up your mind about this. It seems as though you resigned yourself to never changing and just breaking up. Please tell me I'm wrong. It's hard to talk about these matters. I know it's hard. You think I don't know that? But if you want to fix things, we have to talk. I know. If you know, then why have you been ignoring me for an entire week? Despite my best efforts to remain calm, I can feel my temper flaring up again. I just want to talk to you. Somehow solve our problems together. But how am I supposed to do that if you don't communicate with me? Our relationship can't be saved if it's just me working on it. How do you think it makes me feel? Not the best start. You're finally back together to talk. Not good. Not a good start. Look, I know that you have problems that are probably outside the realm of my comprehension. A hint of sarcasm gets done really creep in my words. But all that stuff is seriously affecting my own mental health, too. My feelings are invalidated because you may have more difficult problems to deal with, right? I never said. Yes, you might not intend to, but sometimes I feel like implications like that weigh down on me. So come on, Yuri. If I could talk about these things that I've never told anyone else before, why can't you? Okay, I know that you're probably unsure of what to say first, so how about we start with the argument? Could you tell me your side of it? What did I say that upsets you so much? Feels like I'm being too aggressive now, but I can't help it. It's as though I have to get answers out of her while I still can. You wouldn't understand. Have you not been listening to a thing I've said? How am I supposed to understand if you're not helping me to see your perspective? Salty. She looks down, fiddles with a strand of hair. I can't. You what? I can't deal with all this right now. What are you talking about? If you can't even understand this, how am I supposed to explain why the things you said were hurtful? If you can't even understand. It's March, right? So could it be because of the 1-year anniversary of her parents' death? And again, with the lack of communication. Have you even heard of yourself? Do you know how much you've been pushing me into this conversation? Look, sorry, I've been kind of blunt right now. But what else am I supposed to do? I already tried giving you space and played the good cop, so you can't blame me for trying to be more assertive this time. I wouldn't call this being assertive. No? Then what would you call it then? Yuri just forgets about social constructs and politeness for a moment. Even if your honest feelings are going to hurt me, I want to hear them. If you believe politeness is the only thing stopping me from talking, then you must not know me as well as you thought. Huh? But that's beside the point. Okay, but I'm serious. When I say that you can lay it out on me. Salty. Just tell me what you're thinking already. Can you stop attacking me for 1 second? Attacking. I'm sorry if it feels like I'm attacking you, but is it the only thing that seems to have worked so far? What do you want me to do then? Not say anything? I want you to do what you've had been doing all along. That is, until our argument. But it clearly didn't make too big of a difference acting that way. All this time I've been trying to gently nag at you to open up, go to therapy, and to actually do something to fix your problems. But look at where we are now. So now you finally show your true face? What? I should have known that no one could be that kind of patient towards me. All this time, you've just been a fair-weathered friend, or should I say, boyfriend. What are you on about now? You can't handle a relationship unless everything is happy. Back then, you let me believe that you're supposed to support me no matter what. Even when you knew that I was getting bullied. Even when you found out how much of a freak I am. Everything was just a lie, I guess. I feel like I was pretty supportive of everything, so I don't get your side of things. All you want to do is dump me at the therapist office to cure me. That's totally not what I was trying to say at all. I want another opinion. And are you going to just forget about everything I've done out of love for you? Not to mention all the time I helped you talk to cashiers and strangers. They're coming back to the stuff that we done. Okay, I see it. Every single time I tried to support you and have you back, even during the times when you were wrong. I stood beside you through thick and thin. I think I had to think up dozens of prep talks on the spot. Is this game shaming me for helping her open up? Was I supposed to let her have all the stressful crap to get the good ending? Is that what I'm getting at right now? All that just to help you feel better about everything. Yuri looks down, unable to meet my eyes anymore. Some emotion, guilt maybe, or shame, clouds the violet of her irises. And about all that my talk of therapy, well, what else am I meant to do here? Do you really think self-harming is something I'm experienced with? I only found out about your scars by accident. You haven't told the other girls or even your parents, so... Salty, do not talk about my parents. It's kind of scary how I can almost tangibly feel Yuri's mood spike from bleak distress to anger. Still, I can't seem to stop myself from pressing on. Why not? Don't forget, I comforted you about that too. And you know what? If you didn't communicate with them, if they couldn't even help you, how am I supposed to do that? You know nothing about the relationship I had with... Oh, you know nothing about the relationship I had with them. You know, you were right. I'm starting to believe that I don't know much about you either. I don't even know why our argument happened in the first place, or how this conversation turned into another argument. Scored, laces her voice as she snaps back at me. You know some of my darkest secrets, yet you're still insisting you know nothing about me. Insistent. Yeah, I am. Because apparently nothing changed since the very beginning. Our relationship is stagnant. All your problems are still running rampant. Our communication is in shambles. We're supposed to be talking about all this because it leads to solutions. Or at least it's meant to do that. Taking your self-harm, what would be your solution to that? If you say therapy. Yeah, it's therapy. But surprise, surprise, you don't want to try it. Therapy isn't the magic fix that your naive and idealistic viewpoint leads you to think it is, Salty. I'm trying to push you to change for the better, Yuri. That's why we never going to fix our problems. In fact, that's probably why we've been having fights lately. You barely talk about what's bothering you until it's way, way too late. You've adopted the worst way of dealing with your issues. And you just blatantly refuse to try a different method. How are you even going to get better? Do you even want to get better? I'm starting to think you don't. She did make it that's the only way she knows how to fix, like how to feel good, is to hurt herself. And she doesn't want to get rid of the thing that helps her. So in that way, that's going to be a good thumbnail. It's going to be, you know, yeah, I don't know. You might not like it, but you're going to have to do stuff you don't like if you want to change. I agree with that. You can't stay a coddled little girl forever. Or you're going to grow up and realize this. There's a moment of silence for a moment. Then suddenly tears begin leaking out of Yuri's eyes. But despite the tear, there's a quiet fury in her. Oh, she's going to stab me in the neck, is she? You're not going to be the one to fix me. She clenches her hands tight into her fists, digging her fingernails into her palm hard enough to turn her nails white. Relationships aren't a cure-all. It's about time you got that through your fucking head. For a moment, I'm standing in silence. I never heard Yuri swear before. The magnitude of the intensity between her words made me realize just how serious the situation really is. And if you think that you're even more, think that you're even more stupid than I thought. Without waiting for my reaction, she slams the door in my face with surprising force. However, not even the loud slam of the door breaks me out of my stupor. As I stare numbly on the doorstep and wait for my senses to slowly return, the hopelessness of the situation sinks in. I stare at the door, not even trying to fight off the waves of despair coursing through me. How is it possible that things got even worse? How is it possible that once more I'm once again separated from Yuri by the physical barrier? The smooth brown hue of the door taunts me. The more I miserably stare at it, the more it feels like some sort of impenetrable fortress. The shock of being thrown out and hearing Yuri swear, which blunted the anger I've been feeling, is quickly ebbing me away, leaving only resentment in its wake. Yeah, that's right. Just close the door on me, because that's really fix your problems, won't it? Bang fiercely on the door once more, but this time there's complete silence. A silence that contracts hugely against the whirlwind in my head. It's almost funny how someone so eloquent and expressive with her language is so awful at communicating, you know. Well, it'd be funny if it wasn't so sad. With one last bang on the door, I turn on my heel and leave. Despite a sadistic part of me enjoying the verbal fury I just threw at her, there's no denying the bitter aftertaste of my own words. Well, there's no point staying here. With an annoyed sigh, I remember that I meant to be at school, which means home is a no-go for now. Guess I'll have to kill some time. I don't know why I chose this place in particular. My feet have been guiding me, and my brain just followed along, as if it was on autopilot. The only thing I'm focused on at the moment are the words. Well, they feel more like bullets. They were fired between us just now. I pick up a rock and throw it as hard as I can. It's cathartic in a sense. Aren't you supposed to be on, like, isn't this supposed to be that 1 week, finals week or whatever? You gotta be failing. You gotta be a layabout for the rest of your life. Getting all girl problems. It's cathartic in a sense. Putting all my energy into physical action afforded me a tiny bit of relief. All you want to do is dump me at the therapist's office to cure me. Is it really how she effing sees things? Half a year of getting to know her, dating her, only to be told that how callous she thinks I am? I pick up another rock and throw it as hard as I can, but this time the sensation does little to quieten my anger. I'm trying here, Yuri. I'm trying my fucking best. But you're not giving me anything to go off. Now am I meant to know what I'm doing well? How am I meant to know what I'm doing well? Or how to correct my wrongdoing if you straight up refuse to talk to me? How was I meant to know that you felt like you had to have sex? How am I meant to know anything at all? What even are we? This isn't how a boyfriend and girlfriend should act. It's sad. Right at the beginning of our relationship, I wondered about what we were. And now, when it looks like this at the end of our relationship, here I am wanting the exact same thing again. Maybe things will just blow over. Couples argue all the time. They do, but I wince as I recall the quiet fury in her voice and she warns me not to talk about her parents. Deep down, I know I overstepped some sort of boundary. Again. The question is, can I redeem myself? That question lingers over me throughout the day, even after I'm back at home. Wow. Turns out we had a lot more out of this game than I thought. We're running out of save slots. Salty, you're gonna be late for school. I ignore her voice as I lie in bed, staring dejectedly at the ceiling. Sleep barely came to me last night. A given, really. And besides, school's the last thing on my mind. I know for a fact that if I went in, I wouldn't even retain any information. Plus, having to face the suspicious look on the other girls' faces. Nah, definitely school's a miss for today. Can't imagine Yuri would want to go to school either, so I can't even use school as an excuse to see her. And even if she did, based on last time, she wouldn't talk to me either anyway. Footsteps grow louder and louder outside my room. I brace myself for a lecture I'm about to receive. To my surprise, even though Mom comes to the door, there's no immediate scolding. As I take my eyes off the ceiling, I notice the concerned look on Mom's face. Salty? Sweetheart, please. I hate seeing you like this. I never would imagine your problems with Yuri were this bad. Just talk to me. Well, it looks like I'm both the giver and receiver of that command. She sits down on the floor of my bed. Did you two break up? I don't know. I think she hates me, Mom. Tears threaten to escape from my eyes. I'm in half a mind to hide them, while the other half is tired of not hiding how much this is affecting me. Yuri won't even talk to me anymore. I tried talking to her yesterday, but we just had another fight. What's this fight about? I close my eyes as another sigh escapes me. Just the same stuff as our fight last week, and I tried being patient with her, but some of the stuff she's just really pisses me off. You're still not giving me much information. I really wanted to help you, but I just can't if I don't know the context of the argument. I know, and I really appreciate you trying. Can we maybe talk a little bit later? I didn't get much sleep last night, and I'm feeling really drained. But this means missing school. Yeah. I know what you're thinking, but I won't even be able to remember anything if I did go in. She doesn't look happy, but I can tell that she's at least thinking it over. I'll allow it on one condition. What? Promise me that you'll at least talk to someone about this, okay? If not me, maybe Sayori. It's just not healthy to keep all this to yourself and can't let you just bottle this up. It could lead to all sorts of destructive behavior, and it's hard enough seeing you unable to face going to school. Okay. I'll see how I'm failing later on, okay? Alright. If you need me, you know where I am, okay? Sleep well. I'll try. The rest of the day passes with mundane slowness. For the most part, it's proven to be very uneventful. After catching up on the sleep, I can definitely say that I feel better, at least physically. Despite the boringness, the day has given me a lot of time to think, namely about the promise I made to Mom just a few hours ago. Maybe I should call Sayori over. Even though she can't fix anything, I could deny that her presence alone makes them feel a little better, if only for a few moments. Well, it's 5:30, so she should be at home. Before I get a chance to reach on my phone, however, a light knocking sound fills the room. It's Sayori. Salty. Do you mind if I come in? Sayori? Yeah, of course, come in. Oh, yeah, of course, come in. The door opens, revealing a very concerned-looking Sayori. She wastes no time in coming up to me and enveloped me in a warm hug. Your mom told me that you were feeling really sad, so I came here and tried to cheer you up. Oh, that's really sweet of you. I was actually thinking of calling you over. Funny how that works out. So talk to me, Salty. You weren't in school today and I was really worried. It doesn't really matter. I'm just being silly, that's all. Sometimes I don't even understand myself. I just admitted that I should talk to her. And yet, when she's there, I don't want to cause a fuss. It does matter, though. Look at how it affects you. Please don't think that your problems aren't worth anything, okay? Now can you tell me what's happened between you and Yuri? She gently squeezes my hand, and my breath hinges in my throat. For a moment, I look into her eyes and find nothing but warmth. Okay, but you have to promise me that what I'm about to tell you stays between us, alright? No one else knows this. Not Natsuki, not Monica, and definitely not Yuri. Okay, I promise. I can't shake off the feeling that I'm somehow about to betray Yuri. But I have my own needs as well. I'm going to talk to someone about the issues we're having. I'm going to have to be 100% transparent. Do you remember when we found me and Yuri in the girls' bathroom last week? She nods. Well, Yuri was... Last chance, Salty. She was cutting herself. See Yuri's reaction exactly how I imagined it would be. Shock and sadness. Huh? She cuts herself? But why? It's basically a coping strategy for when she feels really stressed or overwhelmed. That's so sad, though. I had no idea poor Yuri was going through this. She tries very hard to hide it, so don't feel too bad. Besides, I only found out by accident. But that's a really bad way to deal with stuff, isn't it? I heave a sigh. As nice it is to find someone who agrees with me, Sayori's affirmation drives home my helplessness. Yes, it is. I've been trying to nag her to try therapy, but that's basically caused 2 huge fights we've had. She just thinks I'm naive and stupid, and that I see therapy as some magical fix to her issues. I get it that it won't be easy for her, but she's not even willing to try it. How long has she been cutting herself for? Like a couple of years. It wasn't too bad up until her parents died. Wait. What? Her parents are dead? Oh my god. I need to comfort her, Salty. There's really no point in doing it now. It's not like she'll respond to you. But I feel awful for her. All this time she cuts herself and her parents are dead, and I've done absolutely nothing to help her? It's not your fault, though, is it? She keeps this stuff from you, so it's not like you did it deliberately. Makes you feel any better, I only found out when she cut herself by accident, like I said. I know, but... She bites her lip and looks down at the floor. Anyway, now that you know about her parents and her self-harming, I guess I can tell you about what causes our arguments. With a heavy heart, I call what she said during the first argument. So she feels jealous because we hung out together? Yeah. She always thought that you made for a better girlfriend, and that she can't make me happy as you do. I've reassured her many times that you and I are just good friends, but I guess she doesn't see it that way. There's a pained look on Sayori's face. Well, now Sayori's going to think I'm part of the problem and responsibility. You're spreading the depression here. I mean, she's already depressed, but now she's going to be even more depressed. I'm really sorry, Salty. Don't be. Nothing is your fault. If there's anything I'm really pissed off with, it's those bullies who used to prey on her insecurities. Guess years of being bullied really changed the way she sees herself, and it really fucking sucks. So yeah, that's basically what's happened. You saw how awkward things were between us at school, so I gave her a couple of days before I tried to talk to her again. And next... Well, you can probably guess how that went down. Another painful recall. You guys really are in a pickle, aren't you? Yeah. You definitely could say that. I don't really know what to say. Well, at least that's when you know that things are really bad. When not even you can say something positive about it. Oh, I like that face. No, that's not it. I just didn't know that self-harming and stuff was involved. I know, I'm only messing. Well, sort of. For what it's worth, Sayori, just being able to talk to you about this stuff has been really helpful. I still really don't know what to do, but talking to you has really helped. Lily, but I didn't even do anything. You don't need to. Are we gonna have sex with Sayori too? Just being around you and you being you helps. So thank you. That's okay. I'm glad I was able to help, even if I couldn't do much. Although I can't help but feel like I betrayed Yuri's trust, by telling you about her deepest secret. Don't feel like that, Salty. Your intentions were good, and that's what counts. You opened up to me because you wanted to help her, right? That's definitely part of it, yeah. But I was selfish too. Huh? How? I wanted to help myself as well. My head felt like it was going to explode because I was keeping all this stuff within me. And I wanted some release, even if it meant exposing Yuri's secret. Like that. I hung my head in shame, but Sayori gently claps my hands in hers and smiles at me. You're not selfish at all. Sometimes we gotta put ourselves first, If you didn't talk to me, who knows what would have happened if you kept bottling up your issues. You did the right thing. Besides, we're both Yuri's friends. It's not like you're a random stranger, or someone mean who would have told everyone about her problems. And I think, now that I know, I can maybe try and help you two out. How? Well, I don't really know. But you're not alone anymore. That should help, I hope. It does. Anyway, like I said, I'm not really sure what you should do, but I could spend some time with Yuri and maybe ask the other girls to join us. I won't tell anyone what you told me, but if we spend some time with her, maybe that'll help. Might help her take her minds off things, and also give her the time she needs to be ready to talk to you again. I think maybe she does need help, but just not from you. Ouch. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. Maybe you're right. After all, I'm not her only friend, am I? Might do her well to spend time with other people. I know she loves and values the club, so perhaps you're right. Can't hurt to try, right? I mean to be impressed if your attempts go any worse than mine did. Don't say that. Things will be fine, I promise. I really hope so. Sayori lets out a loud yawn. Oh, sorry. I didn't get much sleep last night. Go home and get some rest then. You've helped me enough as it is. Are you sure? I don't mind sticking around if you want to talk about anything else. I think I'll be okay for now. Okay, if you're positive. Needed it. She makes for the door, but before she heads out, she turns around and looks at me. Will I see you in school tomorrow? Yeah. Good, because my morning walks are lonely without you. There's no one to make fun of me. She pouts. I can't help but laugh. A genuine laugh that restores some light to the bleakness that surrounds me. Anyway, I'll see you tomorrow morning then. Although she leaves, the faint tinge of hope lingers in the air. I just hope it stays. Please be right, Sayori. Please let things be fine again. I don't know. I get a little bit of, a hint that, oh, we screwed up. Things are going to go bad. And then I get oh, well, maybe not. What? Should I save? Did you like my snoring? Not for the first time I've woken up on my phone. Man, this thing really is I stopped dead in my track once I noticed who his text from. It remained vestige of sleep, honestly replaced by a horrified mixture of both anticipation and stress. Holy... How long is this text? Oh, shit. You don't have to make any more excuses for me, Salty. You don't have to make more excuses for such a pitiful, self-loathing freak. how truly pathetic I really am. Yearning for the past, yearning for my parents, people I couldn't even be transparent with. Maybe it's for the best that I didn't show them how abhorrent I truly am. They would have been worried and would have wasted so much time trying to convince me to get help, much like you do. But with me being the selfish, pathetic person I am, I can't even do that. I can't even order food at a cafe without turning into an embarrassment. Why is it something as simple as making a booking is beyond me? I even caused you to miss school over the past few days with the worrying I forced upon you. I want to change. I really do. If there's one thing I hate about myself most, it's how pervasive my inability to function by myself runs. I grew too dependent on you. I let you do too many things for me. Because I'm a lazy, weak individual who never had any drive to actually act upon my wishes to change. You don't have to apologize for any of the things you said. Do you know why? Because you were right. My lives are an ugly mess. I don't communicate at all. But it's okay in a strange sense. Hearing those words from you was a comforting sense of closure. It confirms that I always knew in my head that I really am an aberration. I finally realized that every single person who ever bullied me was in the right and I was in the wrong. Especially about you to think you could have changed me. You've been nothing but a false hope. I know it's extremely selfish of me to dump such a long text on you. But it's the only way I feel like I could actually talk to you now. Besides, I know you don't want to see me anymore, and even getting this out proves to be extremely difficult, so please, forgive me. I'm so sorry. Please forgive me. What the fuck? For a few moments, I just stared dumbly at my phone as my brain tries to process such a damning text. We got the shit ending. Never mind about the hope. Scratch that off the menu. Depression is back. Part of me feels like it's on fire. Mentally, my mind feels like it's going at 1,000,000,000 miles an hour. Yet another part feels completely frozen. How am I? What am I meant to do? What? Where do I even start? Finally, my hands start shooting a response back. What am I typing though? It's beyond me. It's almost as if there's a disconnection between my brain and my fingers. Yuri, you're scaring me. Please, it's not like that at all. I do still want to see you. I just want to fix stuff between us. Please believe me. Please let me just talk to you. Agonizingly slow moments pass by without response. I waste no time ringing her, but of course, nothing. What to do? Salty? Huh? Sayori? I crossed the room and opened the door. What are you doing here? Well, I want to make sure you come to school today, of course. I realized you might still be feeling really down, so I came over again. I glanced back at my phone and lying on my bed. I'm still lying suspiciously silent. What's wrong? As always, Sayori quick on the uptake, noticing while I'm looking. Oh, did Yuri message you? Did Yuri come to school yesterday? Yeah, but I don't even wait for her to finish before I start heading for this bathroom. I gotta see her today. I gotta sort this out for good. I don't care what it takes. Nothing about Sakurai's lesson is actively registering in my brain. I didn't see Yuri anywhere before my final lesson. By that point, I had to reluctantly stay. Really? You didn't go up to her house? I mean, welfare check, you know? Looks like she isn't in. Dang it, Sayori. Said she came in yesterday, so of course I had to assume that the same would have be true for today. Finally, lunchtime. I packed my bag at light speed and rushed over the door, but just then, Salty, may I have a moment? Is the whole world against me today? I somehow managed to suppress my bullying emotion before turning to Sakurai with a strange smile. Sir? Don't worry, I don't intend to hold you for long. Then get on with it. Salty, is everything alright with you? You haven't been paying any attention to my class and you look rather stressed. No, everything's not right. Yes, I'm fine. Thanks for asking. I know I'm your teacher, but you can talk to me if you need to, okay? Okay, thanks. Sorry, I just really need to use the bathroom. I was rushing too much to go this morning, so I was holding it in until now. In that case, don't let me stop you. With a wave back, I rocket off the club room. Sorry, Sakurai, but I really have to hurry. Burst through the door and waste absolutely no time with no more questions. Have either of you two seen Yuri? No, I don't think so. Neither have I. She's not in today. Salty, we really need to... I don't even let her finish. Salty, where are you going? So you said you saw Yuri yesterday, right? Yeah, why? Was she okay? Like her sleeves, did they look different or anything at all? Her sleeves? I don't think so. But she looked really pale, and to be honest, she barely spoke to us. Although she did ask where you were. And then? Well, when we told her you didn't come in today, she left. She reminded us something about needing the bathroom, and she didn't come back. The waves of fear that shoot through me at sickening speed almost make me ill. Tell the others I'm going home. Why? Salty, did something happen to Yuri? I've already started making my way to the end of the corridor. Sayori's concerned face barely ever registered in my mind. Stop asking so many fucking questions and just do it. Despite trying to fight off the feeling that I've made an awful, awful mistake, I whip out my phone and urgently flip to Yuri's number. Come on. Come on. Nothing but the damn sound of a dial tone, droning on and on. I don't care if I have to break her down her damn front door. I'm going. Before I'm even able to approach the door, I hear a sound that I've been yearning to hear for what feels like a very, very long time. In a flash, my phone has been whipped out and answered. Yuri? I read your text. Please just let me in. I'm outside your house and... My voice dies down as I hear sobbing coming from the other end. I miss them so much. Yuri, calm down. Just talk to me. I'm scared. I'm scared, Salty. Salty, what have I done? I don't know if these ones will heal. You're scaring me, Yuri. You're really scaring me. Are you home? Please just open the door. I'm right outside. I can't. I wasn't thinking. I didn't mean to. I'm so scared. It isn't meant to hurt like this. It isn't meant to hurt like this. I just want to see them again. Yuri, hold on, Yuri. I'm hanging up for a second to call an ambulance, but I'm calling back right after. Hang on, okay? I didn't mean to. Salty, I'm scared. Salty. No answer. I slowly released my grip on the phone. I let it fall with a thump on the floor. It's warm and wet on the carpet. How am I supposed to clean this up? I never had to clean up this much blood before. Mom. Dad. I'm sorry. I was always okay before, but how did it turn out this way this time? It's too deep this time. I'm so scared. Mom. Dad, help me. Please. From a faraway distance, an irritating tiny tune rings and rings. There's red all over my arms and legs. Please. Please. Anyone. It's all my fault. Mom. Help. I need you. Dad. I'm all alone. Slowly, the noises are fading. The banging at the door, the ringing, the stinging in my arms. The noises are fading. The noises are fading. Really? You just cut to this damn song? Really? Oh. Is my saves back or? Oh man, good night. Well, we got the shit ending. Let me think. Okay, one sec. For anything. If anyone is actually really feeling like they need to kill themselves and they feel really, really bad, clearly some other people are feeling that way too. Because people make these mods and, you know, not that the mod makers probably feel this way, but there are people out there that know about depression and pain and anguish. And it's easy for everybody from the outside to say, hey, go get help. And you know what? I'm still kind of in that boat too, because I feel like it is really hard to do. But you do need to, in some way, pick yourself up by your bootstraps and go get help. This ending has left a really bad, bitter taste in my mouth. Originally, I wasn't going to go back for the good ending, but I think I will be going back for the good ending. I feel like we deserve to know a better side of this story, so I will be going back for the good ending. But that's probably going to take me at least 2 weeks because I have to do some backtracking. I know we saved multiple times, but I'm not sure exactly which times were choices that could change our outcome. So I'm going to have to go through the whole game and just be as supportive to Yuri as I can and push her towards doing better. So if you guys would like to join me on that adventure, that should probably be out, I'm hoping, in 2 weeks. So I'm going to end this episode here. Like, subscribe, and once again, if you are feeling down, try to get some help. I know it's tough, but you deserve to live, and you deserve to be in this world. So, sorry if it's... I know you probably get a lot of that crap, and you're probably tired of hearing stuff like that, but if that is how you feel, that is how I feel. I feel like you deserve to be here. So, I'll see you guys later. I'm going to go on off. Bye-bye.